What's up, man? While we're sharing the screen, that's weird.
Sorry about that. How's it going, everybody?
Good.
I've been in my mornings. I've been just streaming the Ken Burns documentary because I'm just interested in revisiting that now. And they framed up something that I thought was interesting. They were talking about George Lewis, the piano player, and they were saying that this is how they framed it. So I might be reading too much into it, but that Lewis's creation of MJQ was in part like some type of reaction to
John Lewis.
Yeah, John Lewis.
To Parker, because he didn't like kind of the drug and like, I don't know, the reputation that group had. So he wanted to make like in part like it was a kind of a response to that is how they framed it. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. It makes sense. It's John Lewis. I'm not George Lewis.
John Lewis.
George Lewis.
Wait, what happened to George Lewis?
George Lewis is isn't he a New Orleans guy? Dixieland guy? I think so.
I've never heard of him.
No, George Lewis, trombone player.
John was what, a pianist in L.A.?
No, but he was very classically trained, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's on all the old bebop records too. I mean, he was around like when Parker was doing all that shit.
Mm-hmm. And he kept, I don't know if he's still alive, but he kept playing for a long time too.
No,
he's been dead forever.
Yes. But he made everyone hand in some urine before they played so he could check it.
Yeah.
Rob, do you need
the jazz bums do here?
Rob, do you have this?
I think I have an OJC of it. Yes.
Okay.
It's good.
No, it's fantastic. I got an original, like a clean, deep groove original, so I have that one.
Was that Hampton Hawes?
Yeah.
That's
one of the Hawes I'm missing.
That was the Hampton Hawes. Then then the heroin version where he looked like he stuck his finger in the
Chris, if you want it, I'll give you a good price on it. Because I have an OG now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
More important than Hampton Hawes, who's the Loon?
Oh, God.
What is this?
Jazz Bum Mike's alter ego.
All right. This stream is starting very poorly for me. This is
hang on.
Jazz Loon.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
This really exists.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was at.
Take it out of the case. You can see the beautiful art better without the reflection.
I swing by Goodwill, weekly.
Oh no.
And this was there, and I just saw Jazz, and so I grabbed it. And obviously I wasn't going to take it home, but I turned it around and it says it's contemporary jazz accompanied by loons with its artful blend of fine contemporary jazz and the haunting calls of the loon. So I had to buy this. So I bought this, and it's as great as it sounds. I'll say that.
You know what happened? Wow. Some guy owned a library of animal sounds, and he met a guy who had a library of jazz. They said, "How can we make more money?"
Read.
I actually dug into that. Did you listen to it, Mike?
Yeah, go read the Discogs comments on it.
Yeah, they did a bunch of those. It was a company called. I mean, this is bad stuff. It's like smooth jazz with field recordings mixed in. Mm-hmm. But it's called North Sound, and they used to sell them like in these little racks in department stores back in the 90s.
I saw that it was on Discogs, but I didn't think you actually had bought it.
That looks like something you would get in the what's that restaurant chain, the Cracker Barrel. That looks like
exactly.
You would get.
No, it's not quite Republican enough for Cracker Barrel.
No, but that type of creation, you know what I mean?
Look at this. Sean Howard's a new member. Thanks, Sean.
Boom.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sean.
Oh, nice.
You can write it off on your taxes.
You probably can't you?
Cool.
What being a Jazz Bums member? Sure. Absolutely.
There's got to be a line item you can use.
It's a donation to the less fortunate.
Yeah. What's up, Matt? There was another one. So I went into a rabbit hole for about 30 minutes on those stupid CDs, like that one that Mike showed. There was one called Jazz Wolf. Just like crappy smooth jazz with like wolves howling in the background.
That's good for Halloween, though.
Have you guys? There was a show in the late 80s called Nightman. I think it was. He's kind of like a superhero guy, and he has like a suit that's really powerful. It's a real show. It's actually not too bad, but he always like at the very end after he solves the mystery or gets the good bad guy, he's a saxophone player and he just gets out of in the world to get on stage, and he plays like smooth jazz at nightclubs.
Oh boy.
There you go. Oh, hold on.
This
No,
looks
this
dangerous.
actually looks like a great idea.
What?
Jazz Goat is an album with
Actually,
contemporary jazz over goats screaming like humans.
Now that you mention it, and people don't know this, it's based on the life of Mark Glassman.
No, nice.
Tenor sax player. That's cool.
This is all happening in Toronto.
I was probably shot there.
That's pretty
Jazz
fun.
Rat. This is a fun game. Now we can come up with these horrible ideas for CDs. Smooth jazz
hold on.
fused with
I
metal.
think Record Talk owns a few jazz gerbil records.
Somebody asked
Jazz
us
Rat,
why we're all
like,
dressed in
oh.
black. Check this out. I didn't notice that, but yeah, we're all wearing black.
The liner notes on this are ridiculous. I recommend everybody go to Discogs and read them.
Were they written by a Loon?
It sounds
Yes.
like
How much did you pay for that?
$1.07.
Okay.
It's worth it just for the meme.
It went to a good
Yeah.
cause.
You know what the sound of the Loon is? Anyone?
No, let's hear one.
Yes. Do-dee-doo-be-doo. I thought you were gonna go with Pearson.
Yeah, maybe later. That's true. That's pretty good. Yeah. Oh,
How about they make the life story of Frank Sinatra all played by Loons?
ooh, that'd be good.
Yes.
No,
So-
that's I call.
yeah.
I mean, that actually was probably awesome. Evan Parker did a record with recorded Byrd's field recording. It's
Oh,
it's a fun
Nicole.
idea, but like the jazz aspect of it's horrible.
Well, I always mention this metal band called Canitas, and their
That was a
lead
weird
singer
screen
is
over.
their lead singer is a dog.
Oh, nice.
Nicole's referring to this record.
Oh yeah, what's that?
This is the Evan Parker with Birds for Steve Lacy.
Oh, cool.
And it's just a
my
plain
dog-
green cover. It's a
Better
tip-on
if they put a
jacket,
bird on it.
which is
That's a-
interesting.
No,
It's just a
old.
plain. It's a plain label. There, that's it. What label is this? I got this at Lunchbox not too long ago. Treader Records? I don't know. It's a 2018 reissue. I think it was originally released in 2004.
No.
So that's for it's for Steve Lacy.
Yeah, but it's Evan Parker on soprano and tenor, and then this John Coxon and Ashley Wales soundscapes with
Okay.
bird sounds and stuff. Yeah,
Cool.
interesting record. That's the one Nicole's talking about.
It's not as funny as the Jazz Loon. What else
my
you got,
dog-
Mike?
I have a
When
Han
if I
Benning
play
that's
guitar, my
got
dog
bird shit on
Dexter
it, too.
tries to sort of hit the notes.
Not actual.
Yeah.
He actually probably sounds
Shit.
more interesting than I do.
All right, let's kill the stream. We have nothing else to say, obviously.
This is something you should have said.
I'm waiting for somebody to show some records.
I thought you said you had a big pile of heat.
You
You
know,
just-
let's
Well,
go.
I'll show this. This I ordered back in September, and the guy shipped it just 3 days ago, and it came in.
Jesus.
This is pretty cool. This is Indian Navigation, Chico Freeman, Kings of Mali. So I've been wanting this for a long time, but I kind of I didn't think to get it at first, and then it became kind of an expensive record. So I've just been waiting for it for a good price, and I think I got this for $35.
Not
So,
bad.
yeah, and what's cool about this one, I think this is a promo one because the guy who sent it to me is a jazz critic / like author. I've never heard of him before. His name.
You get it from the Ghost of Stanley Crouch?
Well, anyway, so record's in really nice condition. But the reason why I mentioned that is because I think this is a promo that came with this poster, which I'm going to hang this up in my bedroom.
Yeah. I'm sure Carolina will go for that.
I would
But
put
it's
it
pretty
over
cool.
your. I would
That's
put
a
it
good
over
one.
your bed.
I was pretty happy to get that.
So,
So
That Kings of Mali?
Yeah, Kings of Mali. This is my favorite Chico that I've heard to date.
Yeah, I've never been able to find that one.
It's so
Really?
good.
I
Yeah.
see it.
It took me a while to get this.
I've seen the copies of it twice recently.
Oh wow.
This one's
Yeah,
really good.
LA, man, you guys have all the records out there.
Yes, it's
Let me tell you who's on it. Let me tell you
it's
who's
like heaven on earth out here.
The problem
Dude,
with that though is that Rob's there too, Dave.
What's that?
So they have great records, but Rob also lives there. So
Was that writer, jazz writer guy named Charles Loon?
oh, that's pretty good.
All right, so the lineup on this is Chico Freeman, who plays tenor, soprano, flute, alto flute, and African bilophone. And then you have Jay Hoggart on vibes and African bilophone, Cecil McBee, Anthony Davis, and then Famadou Don Moye on drums, sun percussion, African bilophone, gongs, and whistlers. But it's killer record. Oh,
This is my other Byrd record.
so
Here you go.
what's
What is
that?
this?
Han Benning solo on ICP.
Yeah.
He plays all these crazy instruments on this record. And there's a recording of the Brazilian jungle that's playing through one of the tracks with Byrd sounds, which is really crazy. Cool. I mean, that's a cool record though. There's a lot of other instruments he's playing, like
it's like jazz,
plays trumpet and trombone and all kinds of stuff.
Terrible, hopefully.
It's wild. Maslow's here.
So the next record,
hang on, I have a question about that last one. So how does that compare to like the one Chad did? Because I mean, the one Chad did is great, but it's like kind of.
I feel like when I want to listen to Chico Freeman, I don't want to listen to the one that Chad reissued because it's. I mean, the lineup is incredible. If you look at the players on it, all incredible, and it is a good record.
What was the title?
It's Spirit Sensitive.
Yeah, that record's a little syrupy.
Well, it's not. It's just like it's straight. To me, it's like a straight ahead record, and they play extremely well. There's nothing wrong. I mean, I would like to have a copy of the record, but it's just when I reach for Chico Freeman, it's just like this one is the style that I think of, kind of.
Right.
Well, that one's got more edge to it,
for sure. Yeah, but really, really good.
If we're all talking about Byrd albums, this one's really good to get.
Okay, what do we got?
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh,
Make Me Beg.
You on, Chris?
Don't tell me what to do.
This one.
Oh, Big Bird thing. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Is Snuffleupagus on that?
But
he plays the tuba on it.
The next one, maybe this one can lead us into.
Definitely in.
This one can lead us into a bigger discussion, but this came up again. I think this was $30, and they said that there was water damage to the cover and that the record was VG plus. So and it was on Discogs, so there were no pictures. So I just grabbed it because I really wanted the record, and I was hoping that the water damage wasn't an issue. So this is Lee Morgan City Lights, and you can see, that there is some damage here, but it's really not a big deal at all.
Can't really see it.
Yeah, I don't really care. So I got this Liberty 1966 stereo copy, and this sounds awesome. It just is. Yeah. I really love this one. So the reason why I brought this one up is because we got the Lee Morgan box, and when we were kind of discussing on the Discord what titles it could be, I think City Lights was a candidate because it hadn't been reissued by Harley yet. And I was kind of hoping this would be the title, but they did Sonic Boom, obviously. So anyway, if you can get this 66 stereo copy, it sounds fantastic.
So did he always name
Sonic Boom was one of those lost recordings, wasn't it? One of the later
titles after retailers like City Lights is the bookstore and
there's a new process here on the Jazz Bums. You have to submit your jokes in writing. They have to be approved.
It's a question. Hey, Mike woke me up by texting me this link this morning at 5 a.m.
Yeah, be nice to Mazzy.
He does that to everybody.
Mazzy, I do want to go to City Lights Books one day.
Oh, you have?
That place looks remarkable.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as massive as Pal's Book in Portland, but it's just because of the vibe and there's,
Someone included a book as a gift in a record I bought, and it wasn't from the VC. It was just some seller. And let me go get it. And it has a City Lights Books thing on it.
Well, they have their own publishing company. They did all
Yeah.
Ginsberg. They did Ginsberg's Howl, and they did a lot of.
And City Lights smells like an old bookstore.
Yeah, downstairs, upstairs, the poetry room upstairs, or the right and up.
I bought an ESP disc record, and they sent me this book.
Oh yeah. Ed
Poem
Sanders
from jail.
Ed
Ed
Sanders.
Sanders.
He's from the Fugs.
Yeah, and because I bought a Fugs record, and they threw this in, and it
perfect.
has something on the inside about City Lights books or something on it.
Well, let me see the back. That's the City Lights publishing. Let me see. Wait, close up the front. Let me see the front close up. That's the City Lights
is
logo.
that their logo or something?
That's their logo. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they put this
They
out.
published that. That's right up their alley.
I thought that was
probably
pretty cool.
says fuck and cunt in it or something, so they could publish it.
Gotcha.
Sorry for Jazz Bums people that are
That's
offended.
okay. Chris, did you get Mark a link?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I did want to bring this up and just kind of run through it and see what your reactions are. So this is kind of big Blue Note news. They announced what the next box set is. So it is Lee Morgan. They're doing for $225, and it comes with a 2 LP plus a CD version of this live concert, I think. Oh no, this is these are contemporary mixes on the label. Thank you, Rob. So it comes with a 2 LP plus CD tribute album, doing Morgan's classic Blue Note pieces.
It does have one alternative take of Morgan the Pirate.
Okay, so yeah, very cool. So yep, so you do that. You do get a Lee Morgan on there.
Yeah, but I don't think that's cool at all.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's keep going.
We're gonna get through the whole thing. Hang on.
Hold on. So we got a 10-inch, which I thought was interesting. I love 10-inch format. Never before issued jam session at Gate of Horn in Chicago, probably 59. Discovered by Zev Feldman. The session was led by Philly Joe Jones with Lee Morgan, Ira Sullivan, Nikki Hill, Bobby Timmons, and Spanky DeBrest. It comes with this reissue, so essentially a tone poet of Sonic Boom, which has David Newman, Cedar Walton, Ron Carter, Billy Higgins. A 7-inch single of Lee Morgan's Sweet Honeybee and Hey Chico from the Charisma album. It has Mobley on it, Billy Higgins, Cedar Walton, Paul Chambers, Jackie McLean. It comes with a 45 record adapter and then 2 lithographs of Lee Morgan, which I do think they selected some pretty nice pictures. And then a Zine of Out of the Blue. So this is what it looks like altogether.
Now, is it the same exact design as these?
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't see I'd like to see the edge. It looks like it doesn't have the.
It does. If you go to the top one, it's that same box.
Let's see. I don't see it. You can't tell.
It's the same box, Mazzy.
Okay. It didn't seem like it had the top lip.
It
The
does,
lip.
right there. That's it.
Oh yeah. Okay. It does. I guess it does. Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful packaging for sure. Those are the 2 pictures. So that's in Rudy's living room there. That's a great picture.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe this is the Blue Note offices or something.
Very nice high-waisted pants.
Well, Blue Note bought the entire archive, Francis Wolff archive back from Kuskuna. So they own it now. All those great photographs.
There's the adapter.
Oh, very
beautiful,
nice.
Huh? It should say Blue Note on it or something.
Yeah, it's good.
And then this is the zine Out of the Blue. So that's it.
Nice design.
Here's the original of Sonic Boom.
Yeah, I have that one.
That's a terrible cover. That's serious.
The worst.
They're disgustingly horrible.
Well, David Fathead Newman on it.
Kuskuna talked about
Brandon has like that 90s one, right?
Yeah, no, this is King Japan.
Oh, King Japan.
Kuskuna found all those tapes.
That's the one I have.
In the archive.
Those King pressings are
compromised with
fantastic.
the marketing
They are.
those
Kings
covers.
are the most underrated out there.
Are you the real Mark Lastman? Is it okay?
Yes, it is. You guys just let me up here without confirming it was.
No, we do. I sent it.
Does anybody have volume
I
1? I
know.
know Bob has this one.
No, Jim has volume 1, and it's volume 2 by far is the best one.
Tony Williams stuff. Yeah.
Even without even seeing what the contents of the Lee Morgan, volume 2, if you can get your hands on it, from top to bottom, is excellent. But when we had heard, because the story that Harry, who comes around here sometimes, went to Monterey and Don Was did a talk and said most of the contents that were in there except for Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel, my opinion is that tribute, there are other Lee Morgan tributes that have been done on Blue Note that they could have just reissued that are better than that without hearing it.
How do you know they're better if you haven't heard it, Rob?
Well,
you got Joe Ross. Man.
Instead of listening to me, you rather attack me. So let me explain myself why.
I will throw you
because there are other Lee Morgan tribute out. There's one I picked up with all those CDs that was done by Kenny Garrett. So what I'm saying on paper, because we haven't heard it, so based on the listings of what's there, and having one of the boxes that come with those double albums, it to me, they've already said with that second box, it's kind of like 5 steps down.
Well, that was 5 years ago, that second box.
Time doesn't matter, Mazzy. You talk about records from 50 years ago. So it doesn't matter. But let me finish, because you're the king of interrupting, right?
All right, hold on.
You're the king.
Nice. Let's play nice.
Hold on.
Right. So, but I'm just saying, it just feels like they had to come out with the box and they just stuffed everything in there. That's the way it comes off to me. I'm kind of very disappointed by it based on everything that Blue Note does. That's all. So you can attack me for having an opinion.
I'm not attacking. Let me ask you this.
I'm also very disappointed with it.
Okay,
so.
let me ask you this. All the artists on the new one, am I wrong to say that they're probably current Blue Note artists for the
Yes, you're right.
Well, there you go. That makes sense.
But Mazzy, you have opinions when you don't like something. It doesn't matter if they're current Blue Note artists. I'm talking about it's unimpressive to me.
Okay,
it is.
We understand that the first 7 times you said it.
We haven't heard it, so that's my point.
But
is the Sonic Boom being issued separately as a tone poet?
I don't think so.
Can I ask? Can I just raise one question? About 2 weeks ago, Blue Note introduced this live recording with Joe Henderson, and it was very impressive. I hadn't heard any of it. So just the concept of it, the listing and who was involved, how the recording was found, impressive. There are several the Art Blakey live thing they did that Zeb found, the live recording, when they announced it in Tokyo, impressive. So based on announcements they previously made and things that they were putting out, I'm basing it on that. We didn't hear any of that shit when they made the announcement. But we got excited for it.
Cash grabbing when you're talking.
I don't even. They're a record company. I hate the term cash grab so much.
They're a record company.
Hold on. I want to go to Mark Glassman.
Yes, sorry.
What do you? Well, is this? Are you interested in a box like this?
No, I'm not. I don't buy that stuff anymore. I have Sonic Boom. I have the same one Brandon has, the King one. I don't like all the little knick-knack stuff they put in those boxes, and I just don't like the boxes in general. I'm sure I could find it streaming somewhere after it comes out. I'm sure I'll find the concert somewhere that I want if I want to hear it once or twice. But I have so many jazz records now that I don't really need to buy anything like that. But that's just my opinion. I mean, not judging anybody. It's excellent music, clearly. Yeah.
These are what was with the second box. I know.
Two excellent. And
so how many are they doing? What's the number? Did they say? Because this is definitely limited. Because I think
so. Is the first one? Does the first one have "Step Lightly" by Blue Mitchell?
Yes.
That's the one I want.
Yeah.
The first one sold out. The second one did not.
I want to say that maybe they pressed more of the second one, but I don't.
You show us the box, Mazzy, from that one.
It's great. I got it mainly because of Tony. It's not just Tony, but it was really an emphasis on Tony, of course. And
Mazzy, can you pull out that comp, the double LP comp?
Looks like one of them one-step boxes.
Both that came with a CD and that. Now, can you show everything that's on there?
I will.
To this.
I don't want to make sure that you showed it already and you get mad at me for showing it. So.
No, because you had, and you try to make fun of me by turning your.
Oh, look at the inner sleeve. That's cool.
Asshole.
Yeah, but look at all the. Comparing that to the Lee Morgan tribute album, look at all the songs that are on there. So the whole concept of that album or the box is drummers. So that one is all
They
All
should put that
drums.
inner sleeve in every classic series.
Yeah,
Like that's awesome.
Obviously double album, and then obviously you got these two. You got two. Oh, here we go. I know he's talking about the stuff
they-
you got.
The trading cards. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
And that.
Elvin.
Yep.
Look at that. I mean, and then you have
on that Bobby Hutcherson, Mazzy. Is it a gatefold with extra photos, or is it just
no? It's just a
no, they're not.
Is that a baseball card?
It's
trading card.
They're trading.
I'm not going to open them up, but you got
tape.
Oh, that's
trading
cool.
Card. It is cool. I mean, it's.
Do they have biographical information?
This is a Blue Note record cleaner.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I never used, obviously.
Did you get the condoms with it?
No, because I don't use condoms.
Do you even clean your records?
I do.
Yeah.
I got the Nova right here that I'm still testing.
Mazzy's allergic to latex.
But Mazzy, can you turn it around? Do they have a list?
Is that the line you use, Mazzy?
So look, just in comparison to the Lee Morgan.
It's all modern artists doing a tribute.
Yeah, but that to me, that one, I mean, it just is. This box is so much better than.
Well, my guess is, I don't know. You tell me if I don't know the answer to this. Okay. Were these artists that were on Blue Note 5-6 years ago?
Yes.
So I mean, that's of
but
course
you're making a bad comparison, Mazzy. It has nothing to do with years. It's all Blue Note.
We get that you don't like it.
The years when it came out.
No, again, you so want to be about me being upset. It's not about that.
This is not about you.
Making a bad comparison.
A label using their own artist because they want to promote those artists.
It has nothing to do with it. My being upset at the box has nothing to do with
them using their own controversial announcement.
No, it sounds like a marriage counseling session right now.
I want to make a point. Here's the problem.
No, it's fair. We all hear you.
Hold on. I was trying to make a point.
Again.
And then I was being attacked for being angry about it. It wasn't. I was comparing that box to the Lee Morgan box. And I'm just trying to show you that box, just on paper, is so much better than the Lee Morgan.
Is your little bin of gummies nearby? You should.
You know what? Instead of calling me out for being upset, I'm mad at you guys because you think I'm trying to make an angry point. I'm not. I'm
Delphina, help me.
Okay. All right.
I'm the one that usually gets pissed off at boxes, not Rob.
No, I'm not. I'm generally mad at you.
I do have a box question. So the quote unquote like tone poets that are included, they're not gatefold, right? They're just single sleeves.
Not in these.
Right. Yeah. I kind of
see. This was before tone poets were even invented. These were like the Blue Note 80s or Blue Note Classics.
Technically, that Step Lightly
was
heavier covers than the classics.
Well, other than the Music Matters records, that Step Lightly was probably, this is how we're going to be doing the tone poets.
And the patterns too. Yeah.
Well, the patterns is like the second box.
Now that the king of Step Lightly has gotten to be like $130, I'd like to just find that one in the box set separate so I can just buy that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to sound great, Harry. No doubt.
Boy, that's what I did for
it absolutely. I mean, I have no doubt that it's going to, but like the price point of $225, like that's also why I think they probably picked Sonic Boom over City Lights if they were trying to figure out which one, which title to include, because Sonic Boom was Inglewood Cliffs. The recording that record probably sounds incredibly good. Nothing against City Lights. I just showed it, and that's also amazing. But I think at this price point, you have to deliver like the highest.
Well, not that I remember. I have the LT series Sonic Boom, but I don't particularly think it's really good. But it's probably City Lights or one of the other unreleased titles might be better.
This could be a concept that Zev brought to them, and then it grew. He could have brought that rare.
No, I think it was that Step Light. But that you're making a guess, so I'll make a guess.
Of course, I'm making a guess.
Right, but I think that was before Zev's involvement with them. No,
Rob,
I don't know.
Step Lightly.
Oh,
Rob, the Taru got put out as a tone poet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Recently.
And so I was expecting the Sonic Boom to get the same treatment.
Because
But they're putting it in the box.
You have to buy the box to get it.
Zev has collaborated with them for projects that are not necessarily tone poet. I mean, that aren't tone poets and things. And this seems like it could. Who knows the genesis of it? But
maybe it didn't make the cut for tone poet, and they just decided to put it in the box. I don't know.
Right, it could be, and it's not a full out. It's only a couple cuts. So
well, I'm guessing maybe they came up with a subscription service, but they couldn't keep up with the production.
So this was
it's going to be the same production, 2000. It's not going to change the number. It's just
it was a subscription. It was theoretically a subscription. And
yeah,
it stopped. It just all
yes.
I think it started. Did the first one start with Don Was or before Don Was? Around that time,
in the transition, man. It was already Don Was. Was it?
But it was around that time that he was starting. Right?
Yes, when it was the time that Joe Hardy came on board.
I do know some shit. Okay.
Yeah, we talked to Joe about this series specifically, though, and he said they've been trying to make the time to do another one. It's the tone poets and everything. It's been tough.
Well, this was.
Now, I want to compare the two because I agree with you, Rob. I think the second one, I don't have either one of them, but I think if I might be more interested in the second one. But value wise, I think they're pretty comparable. I mean, if you look at what's in them.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. Oh, sorry, Chris.
Okay. So you've got a 2 LP of, in both of them of tunes done by modern artists on the label, right?
Yeah, that's.
You got to tell them.
I don't remember the price on this 6 years ago.
That was $200. So that's what I'm saying. People like whining about $25. Come on, dude.
Yeah, that's in 6 years. That's not a big increase.
Yeah, $25. Dude.
Right.
So anyway, then you got to tell them.
Considering in 6 years, young poets have gone up.
It's cheaper than a crappy Starbucks drink.
Yeah, that's like coffee.
Yeah.
Who do we lose?
Well, it's not even exclusively through Blue Note because other retailers are selling it too.
Well,
right?
it's selling store. Is it going to be in
Can
store?
you get it on Amazon?
I thought someone had posted Best Buy was trying to sell it.
Oh, really?
I think
well, like In Groove, I bet you will try to get it.
Well, it's not on his site, and I haven't asked him. So
yeah, but again, it's not a subscription anymore. But it's going to be
Rick's,
2,000. It's going to be 2,000.
Just to explain to you, Rick's, when a box is full of things, it's fine. When it's one record in a box, that was my objection. That's as simple as that.
The first two were sold only on the Blue Note site, right?
Pardon me?
Yes, it was.
I think the first two boxes were only on Blue Note.
Yeah, it was a subscription.
Right. The first one sold out. The second one didn't. I don't know if you can still buy it now, but
I think there's still a few left of the second one, man.
There was a point earlier this year where they made it available again.
Well, here's didn't one of them come with Africane and patterns or
that's the second one. The second one.
So I think, Rob, to your point, like if they were to have, maybe removed one of the live one or something like that and put City Lights and Sonic Boom in the box, that would have been.
There you go.
That would have been a home run.
Then you have
but that would be what you want, but not the concept of how the box.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to negotiate.
It's not about what I want. So I'll say it again in a way that makes sense. They already set up a expectation, right?
Yes.
So the second box, the expectation is, I'm sure Sonic Boom is going to be just as good sounding as the. So they put out an Art Blakey record and a Bobby Hutcherson record, and then a comp that.
And that Art Blakey record is phenomenal.
Right, and they're all drummers. It sounds great, and it comes with a CD. That's the thing they set up. Now it's different. I'm not impressed by these artists doing Lee Morgan songs if they're all written by him. I do like the addition of another take of Lee Morgan.
That's okay.
But
they want to involve their current guys. I think that's cool.
Yeah, but maybe they did it with the last
one. It makes business sense. Yeah.
Well, the first one had 2 takes from Tony Williams on the 2 LP.
Right. You know what's great about this? I wish they would on the classics.
Why is no one else allowed to talk, Rob?
The 80, the classics for 80 or 85.
You said give your opinion on the whole thing.
Chris, I would appreciate you. No, he's allowed to talk. He's allowed to talk, but he's not understand. He's making a comment based That's not the issue I had. Plus, stop it, Chris. Just stop. I'm allowing them to talk. I'm not
Chris,
even.
it's your channel. Take lead of it, okay?
I just was trying to talk and no
I
one
think
would
they
shut
picked the
fuck
wrong
up.
I'm
week
not
to come to
interrupting.
Los
I didn't interrupt.
Angeles.
I'll leave the stream,
All right.
but I wasn't interrupting.
Don't leave.
Stop.
Don't leave. All right.
Dude,
Mazzy, how
it,
does
don't
it
buy
feel when Rob
if
makes
you-
you?
if you don't like it, don't buy it.
I think I picked the wrong week
Whatever.
coming to Los Angeles. That's all I'll say.
Well, anyway.
Aren't you going there in a week or so,
I'm
Mazzy?
leaving the
I'm going
stream,
there
but I'll say
Wednesday.
this again. It has nothing to do with them using their current lineup of people. But you keep saying that, Mazzy. That's what you're doing.
Well,
It has nothing to do
That
with
makes good business sense for.
No,
a
I
label.
understand that. Listen to me. I get it. I understand why they're using their lineup of acts as
Don't
to
buy
his
it.
tribute.
Simple.
I get
Don't
it.
like it,
For
don't buy it.
me,
Simple.
for me, it's not a good comp. That's my
But
point.
don't
It
buy
has
it.
nothing to
Simple.
do with the artists.
I don't know this music that well. I know most of those artists, and I'll listen to it.
I am very excited about it. I follow new music. I think they're great, man.
I wasn't planning on ordering it either. I don't know if I will eventually. I don't know. As of right now, it's not an automatic buy.
I kind of agree with Rob because for me, it's like if I've got an hour to listen to music, I'd rather listen to Lee Morgan than a bunch of guys playing Lee Morgan. You know what I mean? That's just me. I mean, I kind of see what he's saying there.
No,
But if you're following new artists, Felipe, I understand. Like,
But Mike, but the concept of the box is how the boxes are being set
Yeah.
up.
No, I think what Rob is saying that they set the bar at a certain level, and then they kind of dip down with this new one.
I don't think they did down.
Brandon,
I think
were
they-
those artists really known 6 years ago? I don't know the answer to that.
Yes, they were.
Really
Yes.
known? Well,
Yeah,
people,
I mean,
people
yeah.
know
Sure,
Joe
yeah,
Ross.
Joe Ross definitely.
Yeah.
Everyone on that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
they're all
they're
great
famous.
players.
If you
Yeah.
want to go with your point, Tony Williams is on that album. He was dead.
Well,
He wasn't
Lee
a current
Morgan's
artist,
on this
Lee
one. and he was
Morgan's
dead
on this
too.
one, and he's dead.
but it's not. That's. I'm going against Mazzy. Mazzy's bringing a point that's not my point. That's my only
No
issue
one
with
said
that.
it.
Because I
That's
speak for myself. I don't speak for you.
correct.
No, you were speaking towards my point by saying.
All right. I'm getting bored with this. I'm going to show
Yeah,
We're done. We're done with this.
show
Okay.
something very new.
All right. This I got, and this
Oh my
is
gosh,
fantastic.
it's the
And
best record of the world this week.
Felipe is going to hit me over the head because it's a Japanese pressing, and I usually
I have Japanese pressings. They're great.
try to
Much
go
better
for
than
US
original pressings.
U.S. pressings, and I know they're great Japanese pressings, but I just don't really go for them. But I did go for this one. I'm so happy that I did. So this is, and it has the alt cover, which is I think a Reed Miles cover. Yeah, it's a Reed Miles cover. This is an incredible record. This is Sonny Rollins +4. This is with Clifford Brown, Max Roach,
Yes.
Richie Powell, and George Morrow. And this is like, I think it's 59 or 60.
Yeah.
And this is a 1960s Japanese pressing. Before I get into how awesome the music is on this and why this is so cool, I do want to show the label. So it's this label called Top Rank.
Mhm.
And they put out other stuff besides jazz. And their jazz catalog, I looked through it, like they do a bunch of really cool titles, but then they do a bunch of titles I have no interest in. But this one, I'm so happy they did. But Top Rank, this thing sounds.
So Mike, you were doing here a funny thing. So in that Sonny Rollins book, that Aiden go over it. So Sonny Rollins +4 was a label decision to name it like this.
Yeah.
And that's why Max Roach, just by pushing back, he named his record Max Roach +4
I mean, it is
as a joke. Yes.
That's awesome.
So anyway, so just to finish up with the actual pressing, this is a flip back jacket, really nice glossy. And on this version, they have the lineages of all the players. So like how it's like, Young, Hawkins, Webster, Parker, Rollins. So Rollins lineage is here.
Mhm.
It's just, I mean, it's a really well done package, but
and the artwork's very cool.
and I did have a
I like that
copy.
cover.
I did have a copy, and this was a later 64 pressing. And the reason why I wanted this other one is because the recording sounds the same, but the vinyl they used on this, it just sounds terrible. And it's really, it's not a great listen. So, and this is the original, the first cover. So there's
Yeah,
three
I
covers.
pulled that. I have it.
But
Yeah.
okay, so one cool thing about this record, Clifford Brown's on it. I love, everybody loves Clifford Brown. His Emersy stuff is legendary. This is the only time he recorded in Hackensack with Rudy Van Gelder.
Yeah.
So this is the only session with that. But he
Good.
did record with Rudy once before. Can anybody guess what that recording is?
Clifford Brown and Rudy before.
Audio Fire
Blue Note
Passion.
record.
It's a
but not at, but not
Yeah,
at.
The
1526.
Memorial album?
Which one, Felipe?
The Memorial album.
1526.
No, not the Memorial album. No, all of that was not Rudy.
It has to be a
He never
live
recorded
recording.
for Rudy outside of this in the studio.
Is it a live
Oh yeah,
recording?
it says the Jazz Messengers.
Jazz Messenger. It's I have it here.
Oh, yeah.
It's this title. So there's volume 1 and 2.
Come on, Mike.
Rudy
That's
recorded
a
this
second
live.
cover, Mike. That doesn't count.
Oh, whatever. But anyway, there's
Those
two
are both
volumes.
second covers, Felipe. That's all he's showing is second covers.
And, anyway, but yeah, this was recorded at Birdland by Rudy. So these
That's
are
a
two-
that's a really good one. It's 21 and 22. That's really
So
good.
I was thinking, because I'm on this Charlie Parker kick. I was like, did Charlie Parker ever record with Rudy? And he didn't. He was alive. He could have, but he didn't. So no.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Mike.
Yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of the Parker thing, you got it in my ear this whole week. I've been listening to Parker.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
And I have I posted on Discog on the Discord, but I have the Verve, the Savoy, and the Dial boxes, the complete takes, and I never listen to those. I just find them too many takes. So I have these 4. I'll show you.
Chris says Team Box is the best. That's the one.
I listen to these all the time. These Japanese. This is the Volume 1 and Volume 2 Savoy.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh yeah. These are really good, Mark. These are really
And
good.
Are those,
and these are all the master takes for the Dial.
are those 12 or
Yeah.
10 inches?
Oh,
Go.
They're 12
fantastic.
inch.
Oh,
That's
so
great.
if your hands were
Yeah.
little or big. Okay. Got it.
Those look great.
Oh yeah, we're trying to
Oh,
gauge
yeah.
the hands for future reference, Mark.
Love those
Yeah.
covers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Take a
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Japanese collection is very affordable and it sounds much better than the
They
original.
sound great, and it's just the master takes, which I love because I find all the takes of like listening to like 15 versions of Donna Lee in a row with all the breaks and all the cuts and stuff. It's like it gets too much. So I enjoy it this way. So I find these to me this is like the Mount Rushmore of modern jazz. Like the Savoy
I've never
Dial
seen
stuff.
those
Is,
versions before. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Oh, those are good. Those are the ones to get.
Wow.
I like them.
And you can get it. What do they? How much do those run?
Those
Approximately
should have 30, 40. I
Discogs
think.
are like between $50 and $70 Canadian, so probably like
For-
30
for
to
the
$60
three
American
or for each.
each one.
Each one, yeah.
Yeah. So probably American $25 to $50. They're not too bad.
Yeah, but on Verve, I would agree, Chris, that the Verve master takes that Mike showed, and Chris, you got this box, right? I have that one too. This scan is amazing, and the booklet that comes along is beautiful.
The package is kind of weird, but yes.
He opens to the top, right? He opens to the top.
Yeah, it's like stuck inside it. It's really kind of weird, but
Yeah.
anyway, so
You have to roll it, yeah.
you have to roll it out.
Mhm.
You know,
I used to have the Savoy Dial black box of CDs.
That's
Just 2
good.
CDs. That's everything you need. Those
yeah,
that
I'm
one
gonna
alone.
get that too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And it was like $20 back in the day. It was cheap.
Oh yeah. It's still, I mean, I think I got mine for like 10 or 15 not too long ago. Yeah, that's cool. But those Japanese ones, Mark, they are absolutely great.
Yeah, I love them because I had the boxes and I never listened to them. And a friend of mine years ago had these, and we were listening to them. I was like, they're great. So I ordered them a long time ago. And these are the ones I constantly go to.
When were those pressed? When?
I think 90s.
Are those in the 90s, 80s, 90s?
I think 90s.
It probably doesn't show.
Yeah, I think 90s.
Mark, do you have a favorite Parker composition?
Donna Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, I mean, there's so many good ones, but that's the one I
I got a
I hung
Parker
on the subway.
record. I got a really cool Parker record, and actually, let me show this. This is it's not billed as Parker, so I went back to that shop where I found that dial.
Oh, nice.
So what started all of Miss Parker mania was I got this dial record from 1954. Charlie Parker alternate takes, like 13 alternate takes from the or I forgot what it was, but it's Charlie Parker dial. So I saw they had more dial, and I ignored this one the first time because the title musician is Red Norvo, and I'm just not interested in him. But check out the lineup on it. So this is dial 902, and it's got Dizzy and Parker on it.
903.
Yeah.
903. I'm sorry. 902 is Errol Garner. Yeah, they use the same jackets for the first 3, but it's it's a solid session. This is 1944. So this is the first time Parker records for Dial, and this may predate his Savoy stuff in 45. So before he led, this is a recording of him, and it's just they do incredible stuff on here. But
wow,
this is 1949. At least that's what Discogs has it at. So it's a 1949 LP, and it's got. This is the original, like the 10-inch version on this side, and these are the alt takes on this side. And it sounds incredible. It's a Plastilite pressing as well, and the sound is so quiet. Which that 1954 Dial was also Plastilite, and it was noisy. So anyway, I'm really happy with how this one sounds.
Do you have a
that's
track?
one of the first ever 33 to 3rd jazz records right there.
What's that, Felipe?
Is that a British one?
No, this is a first US pressing.
Yeah.
Got it for $30.
Okay, I got a British in them. It's super clean.
I don't think this was in that box, Felipe. This is a red Norvo's.
I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just saying those British boxes are good.
Yeah, they are.
Do you have Anthropology in any of those? Is there
what?
The track?
Oh, I'm not sure. It doesn't have the track listing on it, so I need to double check it.
Wild.
What? No track listing?
Yeah.
It's like the first LP, 1949.
That's crazy. So do they mail those out, or you think do we know? Do you have to like order them, like send in?
They were mail order only.
Yeah. And it, like I said, the vinyl sounds dead quiet. This is a great sounding record.
Did it come with a bottle of soap too?
It did.
If you want a really cool live Charlie Parker, I think it's called One Night in Birdland. It's on Columbia. It's a double record. And the sound isn't great, of course. It's a live Parker from the 40s, but it's that album is the only time he recorded a Thelonious Monk tune. He records around midnight on that one, and it's really good.
Oh, that's nice.
Or very few. He's recorded very few, I think, but that's the only time it recorded around midnight. And it's a really nice version. Hearing Parker play that.
It's a live version.
That's cool. I got to check it out.
Yeah, and it's a cheap record. You can find it for like $15-20. It's a double Columbia.
I have a video idea that I got a couple of records coming in that are live bebop concerts from the early 40s, and they're incredible. So I think I'm going to do a video on them.
No, you won't. You'll show them next Friday when they come in.
Well, I have one of them. I'm waiting on the other one, so I'm holding out.
Audio 540s.
It should be good. So, Brandon, do you have any? What have you been listening to? Do you want to show any records?
Well, I'm going to start off with 3 CDs.
Okay.
Just because these are all CD only, and they were incredibly cheap. So, Eric Dolphy.
Oh yeah, that's
a really good one.
Oh yeah,
this is one I wish they need to tone poet this one.
Yeah,
that was my first Eric Dolphy purchase ever.
Yeah.
I agree, Brandon. That should be on vinyl.
Sonny Simmons.
Oh, exactly.
This is fantastic. CD only. These are all $5. And James Carter.
Nice.
All these sound great, and none of these were ever released on vinyl.
No.
So finally,
I like the Brandon CD minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do it quick for all those CD haters out there.
We're the CD lovers.
I finally got my own copy of this.
Oh, that's a good record.
Yeah.
It is. I think this is the best record of 2023. I was wearing out my friend Donald's copy, so I figured I better get one before it was had no grooves left. It's fantastic. He's doing other people's stuff, but they just get it. You know, it's a Wayne Shorter song, a Majamal song. I don't know. Angel Eyes is an old standard. And then a Harold Mayburn song.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I think Mayburn has a connection with Tyshawn. I think he may have.
Yeah, there's a picture of them together on the inside.
Yeah.
On top of that, do you guys know, is this the Brooklyn Bridge or what bridge is that?
Looks like a sub. Well,
where's Mike notes and tones so he can tell us what
I don't think it's a Brooklyn Bridge.
It's not a train or
It's
something.
a train going through a bridge.
It's a train.
Yeah.
And then there's a really good photo of him and Mayburn.
Yeah, at the
It's
subway.
a beautiful black and white natural light shot. The light is so good.
Who took it? Does it?
Brandon took it.
Is
Well, since you're in photography.
I'm into it. Yeah. John Rogers.
Who?
John Rogers.
Don Rogers. I don't know.
Into it. This is my life, Mazzy.
No, but you know that I'm trying to be. Believe me, I get it.
Okay. I had borrowed this. Donald had lent me this, and I was looking for it, and then I realized I didn't own it, so I went and got this.
Oh, that's a cool one. I love
This
it.
is a great record.
Mhm.
I had borrowed it 6 months ago, and then I was looking for my copy and realized I didn't have one.
It's on Blue Note, ain't it?
Joe Ross.
Oh,
So it's Joe Ross with
Who I Am. It's a great record.
It's a fantastic record. It's a double LP. Let's see if I can read. Joel Ross on vibes, Emmanuel Wilkins on alto,
Yes.
Jeremy
Belter.
Jordan on piano,
Okay.
Noah Mandabal on bass, and Jeremy Dutton on drums.
I think there was an interview I think he's in 3 or 4 albums now for Joel Ross on Blue Note. But when he first Don was apparently asked his kids, "Who's playing out there? Who do you like?" And I think one of his kids mentioned Joel Ross, and that's how they hooked up.
Yeah, I think Joe Ross was one of the.
I mean, my first jazz concert was Bobby Hutcherson, and to me, vibes is one of the coolest jazz instruments.
I think Joe Ross was like the second or third person that Don was hired. Mazzy. The first one was Wayne Shorter, and I think Joe Ross was the second or third.
I didn't know the order, but I just know
he's a sensitive player. It's very sweet playing. It's very moody, a little bit on the dark side. It's beautiful stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this was cool. I got this for next to nothing.
Oh, sweet.
I love that album.
Yeah, it's great.
It's one of my favorite Coltrane's.
So
phenomenal.
This was $9, and it's pretty perfect.
That's his
But
quartet.
there's a big old. I think it was cheap because it has the notch. That's it.
That's his classic quartet. That's the good stuff.
Hold on, can you hold that up again?
The notch?
No, the
Just
cover.
the cover. The notch.
That's a loon right there on the cover.
Oh shit!
Loon. Oh,
That's not a loon.
Yeah.
The OG jazz.
I think Rob's looking in a
Stop
mirror.
ruining things, Mark Glassman.
I think
I'm
it's a
Canadian.
blue
I know what a
jay.
loon looks like.
I'm pretty sure it's a blue jay.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough.
It's a loon in disguise.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
So, coffee made me go look through my Donald Byrd from that era, and I didn't have this one. So
That's a badass record.
Oh yeah, that's that one in the Blackbird is just like this pair.
yeah, and this and Blackbird are really inexpensive. They're really cheap.
Yeah. I like the cover on that one, the way it folds out.
Yeah.
Here's a question, Brandon. If you could only have 8 Donald Byrd records, would that one make the cut?
Ooh.
It might.
Yeah, probably.
I'd go. Let's see. Royal Flush, Bird in Hand, Bird in Flight. Now Coffee. Coffee's become one of my favorites. Blackbird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably put this one in. Maybe,
No, it
maybe
makes
not
sense.
5, but in top 10.
Yeah, Tomcat as well. Chant.
Yeah. Chant. Oh, Chant's a great. That's a great.
That's just all blue shit.
That was like the first. One of the first great tone poets.
What about his like prestige stuff? I think it's earlier.
I have some. I have it, and I don't listen to it. So
It's boring.
Now,
I have
Brandon,
that
if you had to put together a Blue
Gigi
Note box,
Grice and Byrd. It's pretty good.
I only have 3 Donald Byrd records. What's
Jazz
wrong?
Lab?
You need more. Oh, that one's great too.
That's
Jazz
good. That's
Lab?
good.
Brandon,
Can I
isn't
have this one?
Isn't him with Gigi Grice, Jazz Lab?
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah, that's a
And then I
Blackbird.
do have
What's the
Street
one
Lady.
way?
Street
Am I
Lady.
muted?
That's it.
Can you guys hear me?
You need some
Yes.
early stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that everyone's talking at the same
Brandon,
time.
Brandon.
Bird in Flight is fantastic.
Okay.
Yes.
Can nobody hear me? What is going on?
We can hear- Everyone's talking at the same time.
Unfortunately, we do.
Okay.
Raise your hand and talk.
I'm getting people
Okay.
excited.
Let's keep going.
Okay, so I picked this up for nothing.
That's great.
I think because it's got the big notch out of the corner and it's got the big radio sticker.
I think you have issues with notches, man.
Yeah, KPLU. You want to find out where that is? KPLU, Mike?
I like the contemporary.
That's a good one. Elvin Jones is on it, right?
Yeah.
That's a good. I think he did 2 albums with that lineup. It's really good.
Yes, Ray Brown and Elvin Jones. So it's a nice trio.
I think he has 2 albums with that lineup, and it's good. Good lineup.
Was the other one on contemporary, Rob?
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a red cover.
Wait. You guys can hear me, right? This is so KPLU started and then formed into NKX. I don't know if anybody knows that, but it looks like they're a jazz and blues station. NPR.
Oh shit!
So NPR jazz and blues.
Wow.
So
Is that
cool.
Geddy Lee?
All right.
I'll go through this. This is just a funk album. Millie Jackson.
That's a good record. That's a good
Great record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a little worn, but
yeah.
And I just brought this out because after I got coffee, I started listening to
that's great.
early 70s Byrd.
Yeah.
What about Ethiopian Nights?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's killer too.
That's a great album.
That might be my favorite Byrd.
I had a copy of this that was trashed, and this is a Dutch pressing. It's like perfect.
Sweet.
Nice.
And
What's the one that everybody likes too? Places and Spaces, is that what it's called? The one, the later
that is
70s?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't someone just
Faces
show
in
that?
Reflection. That's it. And then
Confused.
this was sweet. I have a Felipe story. This is an original stereo.
Oh yeah, that's killer.
Is that the
Remember, Brenda? I bought one for like 20 bucks.
Yeah, that's what this one was.
What
I was
year is that,
shocked.
Brandon?
It was the same. I was gonna text Felipe and say, "Should I get it?"
That's definitely his best one.
Is it about 1960? What year is that?
Yeah, it's like
No.
61.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
that's his top record. This record's amazing.
The deep groove contemporary stereos with that black
Yeah.
are just
That's
so
sweet.
cool.
I like the
It's-
greener ones too.
It's a 60. It's recorded 64 and released 64.
Okay, later.
Okay,
So,
later.
Yeah, it's still beautiful pressing.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then
Well, you know it's going to sound good too. The old, Rodin and stereo recordings are nuts.
Oh, these are really good. Yeah.
All the later
You know,
contemporary.
they're recorded kind of like I was
This
listening to a
this
few
had
of
been
them.
on the wall.
Mm.
Original, super clean.
Which
So I
store?
figured out, huh?
What wall? Which store?
Oh, Little
You got it at
Axe.
Too Many Records.
Did you go to the Portland show a couple weeks ago?
I did not. I had no money.
Because we went down there and we were all there, or not we were all. I was there, but Kimbo and we
Yeah,
went to Little Axe, man. There was like 5 of us in the store. We were the only ones there for a few minutes, and we went to Tomorrow. I love Tomorrow, and Little Axe are my 2 favorites.
Yeah, tomorrow's good. Little Axe. My favorite are Little Axe, Dig, and Music History.
I haven't been to Dig.
Have you been to Music History?
I don't think so.
That's by my house.
Well,
Yeah, there's a lot of
I'll
them.
come over for tea next time.
Brandon, how does that fit into his Milestone stuff?
It is the beginning of getting real funky.
Nice.
George Cables plays some serious
Oh,
funk.
George Cables is great. I love George Cables. Is he playing electric piano? Like Rhodes?
Yeah, it's electric
Yeah.
piano on most of it.
Fuck yeah.
He plays some. I think there's one track that has acoustic, but it's mostly electric piano. And I think he might throw in a little ARP synth. It's cool. And it's got like there's one song where it's like got this crazy, like Cables is playing some crazy synth, like space sounds. It's
Oh, that's
pretty
neat.
fun.
I like that.
But I put this up. Maybe not as good as Power to the People and Multiple and Tetragon, but right up there, like really good.
Doesn't he have 3 Milestone albums with Black in the title?
Black
Probably.
Narcissus, Black is the color.
Yeah.
Black Pursuit of Blackness.
Yeah, I have that one.
I think there's more than 4.
I think there is.
He had a lot of releases.
What year was his Black Narcissus album? Because obviously he named it after the British.
77. Narcissus.
The British.
It's probably my least favorite. It's not that great.
It's the one where he has a very beautiful picture on the back cover with him and his dog.
Mazzy, it was recorded in 74.
Also, Black Miracle is one of the milestones.
Because you know the British film Black Narcissus? I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's an amazing film.
Not a long time ago. Black Miracle, Pursuit of Blackness, Black is the Color, Black Narcissus.
This is my favorite. It's probably the most straight ahead of them, which is probably why I like the best. But they are killer on this.
If you want to be a completist,
this is really good. This is live at the Lighthouse. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, and it's fantastic. It's
probably the most expensive Everest record. Is some extra songs from that show you can only get on this Everest record.
Oh yeah,
that thing is very expensive.
Yeah,
that's great.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, that one's really good.
I've been looking for that one for years.
Yeah, that's.
I
put that in my top 5 milestone for sure.
The version around midnight on this is incredible.
And then Elements, of course, which is just
beyond. Mark, what does he do on that album? He does one of his most famous.
He always does. He always does his songs.
He does Round Midnight, Out and In, Blue Bossa, and Junk Blues.
Okay.
Yeah, Out and In is In and Out.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
He just he'll switch the title just slightly, and it's the same song but just done differently.
Yeah, my local got a large Japanese collection in, and that was in that collection. And Scott was letting me look through the box, and I picked that one out. He goes, "No, that one's going home with me."
Which one? The live Japan?
Yeah, the Japan. I saw that went home with the owner of the
shop.
So
Rob, what is the live Blue Note that's coming out?
I don't want to be yelled at. It's Joe Henderson and McCoy Tyner. And it's excellent. It sounds excellent.
Just their bass and drums too.
Yes.
And Henry Grimes. By the way, they did a smart thing where if you have a streaming service, they released one song. So maybe not the best recording, but Joe Henderson's right near the mic and sounds excellent.
The music is incredible.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything sounds amazing.
Yeah, Joe Henderson is I think he's my favorite. It's hard because Mal Waldron's way up there. But Joe Henderson gets everyone else to play better. So there's something about his recordings that he just brings it all out of everyone else. So George Cable's on that record sounds amazing.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I have a few more to show.
Okay, let's do it.
This stuff I've been listening to. This is the Cheap Heat album. I think we've talked about this before, but it's an incredible Chick Corea album, 3 quartets.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So good. This one's
what's that on?
Is that an Arista album?
No, it's on Warner's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is that 1980-ish, late 70s?
Yeah, it's 80s. So it's really good because, first of all, it has Steve Gadd, Chick Corea, Michael Brecker, and Eddie Gomez. And they have four songs, and one's dedicated to Duke Ellington, one's dedicated to Coltrane. But Michael Brecker on this is absolutely incredible. That's a really good. That's cheap. It's like $5.10. It used to be $5-10. I'd probably not anymore, but this is one of my favorite Mingus albums. It's Modern Jazz Symposium of Music and Poetry with Charles Mingus.
Oh, cool!
Love this album.
Yeah, it's good.
A lot of talking on it, but I like it. It's it's almost like a little play.
Well,
Bethlehem.
This is an original stereo Bethlehem.
You know, I had that, but Newland reissued it with an extra disc with more stuff.
Yes, yeah. I think I sent a copy to Elliot Cruz one time for VCLT. So I thought he'd like this because it's not too out there. It's good.
You've never said
I think that stereo is really hard to find.
Yeah, so I lucked out on this a few years ago, but because I had another copy of a newer copy, but I wanted an original.
Yeah.
But Shafi Hadi, who was his tenor player, is amazing on this. That's another one. I know I show this one a lot, but I can't stop listening to this. I was out sick last week.
Yeah. You can go to hell on record, man.
Yeah. Sorry?
you can go to hell with that, man. You can't get that.
You know, Rob,
You
Rob,
can't
if you
even
just,
get the CD of it.
Rob, if you went to more record stores and did some digging, you'd find some good records.
Can you do me a favor? Can you slap yourself in the face with those big
Shut
hands?
up. It's not as good. It was better before. The new one's not as good as the old one because the old artists are not new.
Not to interrupt you, Mark. And I think Felipe showed this. This who owns Bethlehem now? They like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, they reissued a bunch of titles that were okay, Booker Irvin. But this reissue that Bernie Grumman did is fantastic. It really sounds awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And I don't know what a lot of these guys were thinking because it's so Mingusy. But it's Thad Jones is awesome on this record.
Mingusy. That's okay.
Yeah, he puts.
I think BMG owns that. I think it's a BMG.
Well, whatever if they keep making records like this, it wasn't a paper sleeve. That was stupid, but it's good.
Oh, thank you, Jeffrey.
Two more. So this one,
of
course, Fred Anderson, another good one.
Get that record either.
It's one of the best jazz records I've ever heard.
I'm sorry?
That's one of the best jazz records I've ever heard.
I think so too. And the thing is, you can't stream this. You can't find it on YouTube. Like people can't listen to it. It's not like Nessa didn't put that stuff out there. So, but if you ever find this, it's not crazy expensive. I think there's a couple copies now on Discogs for
like a $50 record.
Yeah.
That's a Nessa record? That's Nessa?
Sorry?
That's a Nessa record?
Nessa.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Very good.
Nice.
I have another one. I have two of these. I can't find it, but it's signed by Fred Anderson. When I saw him in Chicago, I brought it with me, and he signed
hell
it.
Yeah.
Can you show the label? What color is the label?
It's great.
Oh, okay.
You know, you can't. He didn't have a lot of vinyl records, mostly CDs, right?
Yeah. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
You find a lot of Lester Bowie ones and stuff on vinyl from him.
Well, like the More Movers, they had a Fred Anderson live record. I bought that. So.
Him and Hamid Drake together are gold.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is not jazz, but for anyone who likes music and King Crimson, this box live in Toronto. I was at this show at the Queen Elizabeth Center in Toronto. It is absolutely. It sounds like they're in your living room. This is such a well-recorded album.
Is that with like the three drummer setup?
Sorry?
Is it with like it looks like it's with the three drummer setup that they have?
Yeah.
What year was that?
This was, I think, 2014. Yeah, I was there. This was put out 2015, but I was at the show. It was 2014.
Prove it that you were.
He's on the cover, man.
You want to see my ticket stubs? I have to find them. But it was a great show, and I remember I was there, and they announced they were going to release it on CD and vinyl. And the vinyl was cheap when it first came out. Now it's out of print, but you can still find it. But the sound quality of this record is unbelievable. That's probably one of the best live recordings I've ever heard. So, but I've been listening to this to a lot. It's 4-record set. It's really good. I'm sure.
What was the venue in Toronto?
Sorry?
What was the venue?
The Queen Elizabeth Center.
Okay.
Which is like maybe I have tickets for. It's about 2,000 seats. I'm going to see the Tindersticks there in April.
Cool.
But it's a good theater. It's a small little old theater they renovated, and it's like maybe 2,000 seats. Yeah. And I saw Herbie at Massey a couple weeks ago. Amazing show.
Yeah, it was a good.
And tomorrow. Sorry.
Herbie.
Yeah. His band was amazing.
Yeah, I just saw him here at downtown here.
Lionel Loecki's incredible.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Tomorrow night I'm going to see with Monty Alexander Trio at Kerner Hall, which is like a Royal Conservatory.
What do you think of that drummer that Herbie had with him, that young kid?
Oh, I forgot his name. So like that kid, he's like 21 years old, and he's already playing with these legends, and he's amazing.
Felipe warned me.
I told him pay attention to that guy because I like that part of the show where they could exchanging notes just between the two of them.
Incredible.
Rob, he was with them when you saw him out there too, right?
When they did a mix of the Headhunters and Herbie's band, him and Harvey Mason were playing like with each other. It's pretty good.
Awesome.
It was cool. He played a really cool version of Rocket, which was not expected because he never plays that, but it was like a really good version. And but that drummer, he's like, what, 21, 22? He's already on a faculty. He's teaching. Like, he's incredible. Yeah. Good show.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, I'm not expecting much from Monty. He's 80 years old. And he's only putting on, like, I just checked the website tonight. He's playing at the Royal Conservatory, this small theater called Kerner Hall, which is amazing sound. It's next to Massey Hall. It's my favorite place in Toronto to see a show. But like the first 45 minutes is like some local Toronto singer. And then it says like 20-minute intermission, and it says Monty Alexander will be playing for exactly 70 minutes. So he's probably already said, I can't do more than this. And
that's
whatever.
a pretty normal set, though, right? For jazz.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. He's like, he's not good. There's going to be no encores.
People
nothing.
like
He's
put
just
their
playing.
timers. You put your timers on your phone just to prove it. Is that?
Who's he
I'm gonna check
playing
it,
with?
actually.
Who's he playing with, Mark? Do you know?
I don't know who is this. Is trio? I'm not sure who it is. I'm hoping it's with the
That's
original
exciting,
drummer.
man. I love Monty Alexander's an amazing piano player.
Yeah, and it's a great little place. It's like, it's kind of like, it feels like you're in a, if you sit up close, it feels like you're in a club, even though it's like a music hall, but it's a Royal Conservatory and the acoustics are incredible.
Where did Mike go?
He took the dogs out. So, Chris, I'd like to address Loki's question about Jacob Wendt's
Yes, absolutely.
coming up. And if you can set up a link there for people. His record is going to be available in most major retailers.
Today or next week? It's today.
Yes. So our copy should be arriving soon. So Jacob is a drummer based in LA. He recorded his first record by his own label, right? And it was mastered by Kevin. He did it RTI, Stoughton, the whole 9 yards. He was really, really into making it perfect, making it the best that he could. And it's a very like old school, in a good way, okay? Like more Bob 50s, 40s, even like a little 60s. It's really extremely well recorded. The songs are great. And it's really, really worth getting. I think Mike did a video about the release today on his new release. It's a weekly thing. We have an interview with Jacob coming soon.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and as soon as the record hits, myself or the three of us, I don't know, we're gonna make some type of video about it for sure.
Yeah, we'll make another video about it for sure.
Yeah, it's really good. Jacob is a really good guy, really authentic, hardworking. He's doing amazing work, and he's put his best to put a great product out.
And he's a part of the vinyl community, and everyone that watches this should watch the freaking interview, or I will hunt you all down if you don't. So
yeah, for sure.
He lives in LA. I've met him in person.
I got 3
Here's
records.
your
Can I show 3 records? I have one jazz, and then adjacent, I have a blues, and a Western R&B swing.
Oh,
sure.
Which I used to have, and I think it's a record everyone should have. It's just a fun record, okay? The 70s comp of early recordings. But the first is this.
That's great.
John Patton. This is a...
is that a Vinyl Me Please one? Oh, that's LG.
No, this is...
71.
70s press.
Yeah. I am a jazz organ fan.
Yeah, that's the OG. That's the OG.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting how there's certain people that just can't stand jazz organs or vibes. You know, have you noticed people? Have you met people like that?
Yes.
So, Matt, did you get the 3 record?
Pardon me?
Thank you.
Felipe?
I was trying to talk. Yes, sorry. Have you checked the record that I recommended with? It's an organ. It's a pipe organ.
I have.
Andrew Cyril and Bill Frisell. It's called Breaking the Shell.
I remember that I tagged it, but I haven't checked it out.
Check it out. The record is, if you like organ,
I gotta put you at the high. I get so many fucking recommendations, and I gotta only listen to the stuff that certain people recommend. It's overwhelming. It really is.
You can trust Felipe, though. You can trust Felipe.
Oh, I totally. Felipe has never done me wrong. Now, this is to me a comp that everyone should get. If you don't have any music by Louis Jordan, you know, if you've heard songs like Choo Choo Chiboogie and Beware, and somebody's done, I mean, Ain't Nothing Here But Us Chickens. I mean, it's Western swing in a R&B way with these recordings in the late 40s, early 50s, I guess, or 50s.
Sounds cool.
They're so good. This is a double comp that came out in the 70s.
Cheapy.
You'll love this. This is a fun record.
They're part of a series, right? What label?
This is MCA back in the 70s.
It's the same design, lots of different artists.
Yeah. But any Louis Jordan, there's different comps. You've heard of Five Guys Named Mo. It's kind of kitschy, but it's not. It's really well done, and he sings on it. It's songs, but it's got this jazz big band behind him, like a little big band, and it's incredible music.
Are these the records you found at the show, Mazzy?
No, I got this. I used to have this in the 70s in my 95 Purdy. I have the CD, but I picked it up a couple of weeks ago. It's not a cheap records. This is a double album. And but we used to play this in the record store in the 70s, and people would buy it. Every time we play it, someone would buy it. It's one of those.
Hey, I heard about the one local shop there that had a water main break or a water pipe
Easy
break.
Street, kind of the neighborhood store. A pipe bust in the apartment building. They never closed down. I'm surprised. My concern is that when you have a water break in your ceiling and water's coming down overnight in the fire department, you have to replace that. You have mold in there. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but but this is one I've been really on this phase. This is a blues record, so I hope you don't mind. But I've been on this every time I see one of his records, most on Arhoolie, but not all on Arhoolie. Mann's Lipscomb.
Oh, cool.
Mann's. The first thing is when Chris Rockwitz sort of found him and rediscovered him. He rediscovered blues players, and it was the first Arhoolie record was Mann's Lipscomb, and he did several, and it's basically Texas blues recorded. In
I was
his
going to
house.
ask if he was where he was from, Texas or Mississippi.
Texas. He's a Texas songster.
Yeah.
It really literally says Texas songster.
Yeah.
But no, just great stuff. I love anything on a Arhoolie record. I'll just pick up, because they go into the blues stuff. They go into the Zydeco, Queen Ida and Clifton Chenier, and they've done, blues and that stuff. So yeah. Anyway, Arhoolie, he also owned Down Home Music in El Cerrito. And they're having issues because Chris died 2 years ago or so, 2-3 years ago. And the Arhoolie Foundation, he sold it to Smithsonian Folkways years ago. But he owns the building, but there's things about the record store in the building that may have to move or sell it, or it's a shit show. And I'm surprised he didn't do something in his estate thing to let the store stay there. So a typical cock up situation. But I'm a huge fan of Arhoolie records. I usually try to pick up almost everything I see. Great roots music and Americana in the purest sense of Americana.
Those are well-made records too, man.
Oh yeah, and they used to have. I don't know if this one has it. They would have.
When did these come out, man? Like when were these records released?
These came out like in the late '60s and the '70s. I mean, they're not like back. And he was putting out records and then of course CDs up until 6-7 years ago. But I mean, he had some big hits. He's the one that bought a song. He bought the publishing to a song. The infamous story is, if you ever saw Woodstock, the movie Woodstock, Country Joe and the Fish came over to his house early on when they were signed to Vanguard, and he paid for them to record this single. And he wrote the song "I Feel Like I'm Fixing to Die" based on an old blues standard, but come on, all you big strong men. It was in Woodstock, right? The deal was that Chris paid it and got the publishing for the song, and because of Woodstock, because of the soundtrack and the movie, Chris made several $1 million on that one song. He later gave some money to Country Joe and some of the members of the band, but he was able to build up his label even more so. And of course, give me an F, give me a U, all that stuff, because of Woodstock. And he made all this money, but he put out these roots things. He was really a big proponent of Zydeco music and roots music. And people like Elvis Costello and Ry Cooder would come to the Bay Area and meet with Chris Rockwitz. And he would usually photograph the covers. It's a great story. There was a book that came out, Joel Selvin. I interviewed Joel Selvin, and he had a book that came out last year, or maybe this year even. Chris Rockwitz photographs and stories of these blues and Zydeco and a lot of New Orleans music. Great stuff. So I know it's not jazz, but it's jazz adjacent.
It's just related. That's fine.
American music you know, you got to keep promoting it, right?
Yeah.
Keep
Hey,
American music great again.
Yeah, and it's
Speaking of non-jazz, Mazzy, did you get tickets for Nick Cave for Seattle?
I'm getting them through Coffee Julie.
Okay.
I don't have them in hand, but we're getting in. I'll put it that way.
his new recording is killer. Really,
It's incredible.
Oh God!
Right,
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's time next time, after all these spiritual and gospel, to get more Boatman's Call like or something different. After I love
or
it.
even another Grinderman album would be incredible.
Oh, I love it. Right? Yeah, that's wild.
I've been listening to Nick Cave for 40 years. Like I've been listening to Nick Cave since the 80s. Like he's one of my next to Coltrane. He's my favorite artist.
Sunday, the best theater in Seattle was finally taken over by SIFF, the Seattle Film Festival organization. It's one of the few, like the Cinerama in LA. It used to be called the Cinerama, single screen.
Cinerama Dome.
Yeah, but here it's not a dome. It's the Cinerama, and it was reopened last year finally after being Paul, what's his name, from Microsoft owned it, fixed it up. Paul Allen, and I'm going all this weekend. They're showing a new print with a new, apparently, audio mix of Wings of Desire. One of my
love that movie.
That movie is amazing.
Nick Cave. I think that's where I got Nick Cave late. In '88, that movie came out. Or '87.
Oh, the movie is amazing.
It's a beautiful movie. It's black and beautiful. And Nick Cave has that scene in it. When I saw that, I buy Nick Cave records.
Yeah.
Also, Crime in the City Solution are in that movie too.
Yeah,
which are a fantastic band. With
we won't talk about the terrible American remake with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, no.
I didn't even. It looks so
I
bad.
haven't seen him live since '91.
I didn't even want to look at the trailer. It looks so horrible.
It's a surreal film, and the music is great.
There's a sequel.
Far Away So Close is a sequel.
Far Away So Close. Nastasia Kinski. That's all you need, right?
Not as good.
That's fair.
Oh, we got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a VMP question for you guys. Any of you guys have VMP memberships?
I did. I canceled it.
Because there's a record coming out that I want, and their VMP as of October will not ship to Canada anymore.
Yeah.
What is it?
They canceled everyone's memberships from Canada. They're not shipping to Canada anymore. And it's a guilty pleasure of mine. This album, it's Bill Frisell, Have a Little Faith.
Okay.
That album, I liked it since it came out. I have it on CD, but it's
well,
his cover version.
Send me a message, Mark.
Live to Tell is incredible on there.
Yeah, I have it. Send me a message. We'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Can I see if someone can pick it? Because I know it's going to be on Discogs for triple the price. So I'm thinking if someone isn't going to keep it,
here's the thing, though. I mean, unless it's super popular or limited, all the newer jazz shit they've been putting out for the last year is usually like $25 on Discogs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's going to sell.
Well, that Lee Morgan Take 12, I think, is like less than $20.
Yeah, they're repressing. Here's the shitty thing they're doing to people right now. Because I'm
in for Best BMP. Let's go.
I had changed my membership to 1 month, and they billed me for 3 months. They won't respond to my emails, so I'm getting that record because I'm just gonna let it run out and cancel.
Yeah.
But because the one that this month is that Eastern, they're very hard to get. Abdul Malik.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I was gonna cancel. I missed the line. So if anybody wants that one, just
send
me a message.
I might do a Mark Glassman and sell my OG.
But they won't let you buy more than one copy, will they?
It depends. You don't see
more than one track.
You don't know how many they're pressing of these records.
Is
now.
Joel Ross and all these new Blue Note artists on it, Rob?
Mazzy.
I'm so passive aggressive.
Hey, if anyone wants a return ticket from LA to Seattle,
I can't resist with Rob. Rob and I.
You're gonna bury Rob, or you're gonna bury?
I like Rob. Rob and I have it.
Yeah.
You know, when you drive around with Jim, he always points out where serial killers left their bodies in LA.
Yeah. Well, I'm in
some good spots.
A lot of serial killers. We have the Green River Killer. Everybody on Twin Peaks.
Hey, can I got a Grail in the mail, and I haven't opened it. Can I open this? I think
only if you have Byrd.
Yeah. So the Grail is the Goblet of a Carpenter, right?
Yes.
Oh, this is a.
Pick the right one.
Is it the Loon on vinyl?
Or you'll disappear.
It might be the Loon, but I think everyone would consider this a Grail.
No, man, not
Can
the
you drink for it? If you can drink for it, it's on a grail.
Oh, yeah, that's a grail. Absolutely. There we go.
I got so lucky with this.
How did you 8 years faster than me? What the fuck? I was the first purchaser.
Me too. I haven't got it, Mazzy. I'm disappointed.
Come on, Louis. I was the first guy that bought it.
I'm going to tell you something. I figured out how much Louis likes people.
146 best.
I'm going to show you how Louis. This is what Louis thinks of you.
That's what he thinks of you, Rob.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, seems fair.
Did you write it? I hope you wrote it on the shrink so it disappears when you open it.
It's on the jacket. It's hand numbered on the jacket from the factory.
I feel so honored to almost get the last number.
It'll probably show up when I'm in LA and some porch pirate will steal it off my porch.
What are you down? Hey, Louis, what are you at right now? How many are left of these hot babies?
It looked like he had 2 separate runs to the post office.
He said someone from Malaysia ordered this.
Is Joe Ross on it?
Yeah.
Well, didn't one of the vinyl community members move there?
Why don't you shut up, Mazzy?
Sam?
Joey
Mazzy, you're what we call an instigator.
Absolutely. I'll let
hang on. Listen.
Only with Rob.
Louis, post your Bandcamp link so other people can buy the record if they want to that are watching this week.
Exactly.
Louis, a friend of ours. So it's his first record. It's cool.
Yeah, let's go fucking sell this out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did ask for
so when it's for the $100 on Discogs, I can sell my copy and make $80.
Do I get my number, Louis?
Yeah, I understand the higher numbers go for more money.
That's right, Rob.
That's a good album.
They're 200 copies, so order.
Mm-hmm.
I have this. This is the same record that
Louis' first album.
Mazzy, eyes and ears open, mouth shut. Why don't we practice?
Oh, that's fair. There we go.
Okay, so this is Randy Weston. I have the Blue Note reissue series from '76.
That one's great.
And they put out a twofer. This is on there, Little Miles.
Oh, cool.
Does anyone know who Little Miles is? Or Niles?
Miles Davis. Oh, Niles. Niles Rogers. Niles Rogers.
Oh, that's his son. His son. But this is a great lineup, and it really is very good. And
you're not an artist? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so. Tell us who it is.
Charlie Cursive.
Who Idris Stallman? I always love you.
Yeah, no, he steals the record.
Yeah, Idris Stallman was a badass dude.
So is it a pirate porch? He stole the record.
Yes.
Can you go hang out with Mazzy?
No, it's my channel. I can do whatever here.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, I've never seen that record before.
That's right, Felipe.
It's because of that Little Niles twofer.
I think Pure Pleasure does a nice version of that too.
This is the String Trio of New York.
I'm scared of that. I'm scared. I almost bought one of those, but
it looks like a soul note.
No, it's a soul note with Billy Bang and
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By Bang.
This doesn't go for much dough.
It's Black Saint.
Is it any good?
I just bought it today. I haven't listened to it.
Okay.
I did pick this up.
I would buy that too because I buy every soul note I see if I don't have it. And
yeah, so do I. Because they're usually not that expensive.
Yeah.
But this isn't a cheap record. I found German pressing.
Has a tough listener.
Goes for a lot of money.
Yeah, this will probably go in the auction because I already have a German copy. But
you know what's crazy? When I watched the Jazz Bums, and this is not a slight to you guys at all. I mean, I'm saying a lot of you guys are newer to jazz records, right? Like,
hang on. Here's where Mark Glassman talks down to everyone. Go ahead.
No,
Mark.
I'm not. I swear. Well, no, I'm saying this for a reason because I've been buying jazz records since like the 80s. Okay. Yeah. And I look at some of the titles now that people are showing like this is really expensive. This is really expensive. And that was like a dollar bin record back like maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Barry Brown record. I'm just saying it's just crazy.
Yeah, but a lot of
tells me about all the 70s cutouts.
I've been buying since 1972.
No, I know. I'm just that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a slight. I'm just saying for you guys, it sucks for you guys buying newer.
You're not the only pompous ass telling us shit like that. Brandon says that.
but there's the brand.
You guys knew what I paid for my.
Yeah, but I don't sound as snooty as Lastman.
No, you know what? Brandon is more like a forgetful uncle. That was $50.
This record's $20.
Yeah, but
when I bought that Mal Waldron, it was $10. I'm just saying, it's crazy. Now it's like $200.
It's more than that.
Oh yeah.
Back in my day, we never wore a baseball hat backwards.
I've always bought CDs and never shown them here because we were shunned until Chris decided they were cool.
Of course.
Chris made it cool again.
Chris was the first one to show CDs.
But
That's right.
This is from 2017.
Felipe is my CD godfather. I don't care what anybody says.
Got a bunch of extra songs on it. It's good.
What is it on Red Recordings or something else?
This is a Legacy. Sony, I guess, owns it.
Okay, cool.
But it was Vogue.
Vogue. Vogue. Okay, cool. Yeah.
But this is France. It's not US. And then I found this.
That's
And
killer.
you think, it's just a later Elvin Jones record.
Who's on it?
No, that's what I'm saying now. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh, those for a lot of money.
That's the Jazz Machine. All those Jazz Machine records are killer.
That's $5.
If you want to hear a really good Elvin Jones record, it was never released on vinyl. I wish it would be. It was Elvin Jones Quartet with Wynton Marsalis playing A Love Supreme at a small little club in Japan.
I like Brentford.
I think it was live at the Pit Inn.
The whole album?
They do the full Love Supreme album, and it's actually amazing. Like Wynton's it's not the same as listening to Coltrane, obviously. But
okay, I have a good question.
It's good.
Which is better, what you just mentioned, or that Branford Marsalis version of A Love Supreme?
I like the Branford one a lot. I like it a lot. I have it on vinyl. It was a Music on Vinyl one. It was live at a little club in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And I think it's no Coltrane, that's for sure. But I'm saying I think Branford made it his own, and it was good. I'm a Branford fan, so listen. A lot of people hate the Marsalis brothers. I like Wynton and Branford, but I think he did a good job with that. I think he played with respect.
Yeah,
I know CJ really likes it too. That version. I know CJ's a big Branford Marsalis fan as well.
Branford sealed the deal.
Branford.
He sealed the deal when he played
Yeah,
with the Grateful Dead.
That's a good one.
That has Love Supreme on it on the B side.
Yeah.
What is it?
Who's playing tenor on that? It's
Frank Foster.
Yes. Yeah. So
They do that.
Really?
Frank Foster? Elvin
Foster?
Jones thought Frank Foster was like the next coming of Coltrane. He said,
Really?
He said Foster was the only one who could play Love Supreme up to the standard of his, and he played it with Coltrane, right? So, Frank Foster Elvin Jones loved him.
Yeah, Pat LaBarbera, Roland Prince, Andy McLeod.
Yeah.
The lineup in 78.
Pat LaBarbera was Bill Evans' last drummer.
And Pat LaBarbera, the LaBarbera brothers, they're Canadian, I think.
No, well, I met him because he played a gig right across the street from me.
Yeah, so
I have his card, his contact information.
So they played a lot in Toronto when I was growing up, or they're either Canadian or they're played here a lot because the LaBarbera brothers, Pat and I think I can't remember, was it Frank LaBarbera? I think I'm not sure. What was the tenor player? But they played a lot around Toronto in all the clubs when I was younger.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said CD only on that other.
It's live at the Pit Inn. I think it's a Japanese press only. It used to be hard. I had to find it before the internet. It was mail order. I was calling people in Japan to get it. This is back in the day.
Yeah.
It's an incredible recording, and just hearing it on the trumpet, Wynton does a good job. It's
I'll
good.
Look for it.
It's good. It's on Discogs for sure. I've seen it on Discogs here and there.
Yeah. I have better luck ordering from Japan than I do in the States.
So,
yeah.
So it's not a recording. If you guys want to see a really killer version of Love Supreme, go check Shabaka's recording in London, 2022.
Oh, really?
I saw that one. It's
with four drummers. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Four drummers.
Ooh.
But each one of them only has one arm.
No, it's really good.
The guy from Def Leppard's there?
No, Shabaka is a force, right? That guy, he's really doing great stuff. So I don't have this amazing, great things. My life is very boring. I just buy downloads, and I don't have anything good here. Just a couple of things that I got recently. This is Lady Blackbird's second record, Slang Spirituals.
Have you listened to it? I haven't.
It's really good. It's really, really good. It's diverse. It's diverse and different from the first.
Oh, that's a great cover and everything.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
it's very different from the first, and I mean, her first record is amazing.
Could you describe the music? Like, what is it?
So the first is like very vocal driven, Chris. Very like keyboardish, very fluid, slow type of music. This
Okay.
one has more instruments, has more kick to it. Totally different vibe. Totally
Updated
different vibe.
Nina Simone, she sounds like in a way.
Yes, it's kind of
Okay.
similar. Yeah.
I think
That
both
was-
Mark and I saw her last year, right?
Yeah, she's really good. If you,
Last
yeah. I think her second record is like an expansion of the first.
I've heard
So,
it's slicker. Is that true? I haven't listened to it yet.
a little bit messy, yes, but I think it's a good experiment. She's just like going further, you know.
Oh, he said it sounds. Marcella says it sounds terrible. That's too bad. I haven't heard it yet. Is that true?
I don't know. In my Crosley, it plays fine. You have to clean it. Okay.
You have to clean it.
Yes.
Is it clear vinyl?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is,
Yeah. It's a little noisy. It's not perfect, of course. It's not a tone poet. It's not a music matters. But you know, my Crosley plays okay.
You're Crosley.
Hey, Chrysler.
You have an RP. You have a P10.
The only Crosley with tubes ever.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good cartridge on that Crosley, Felipe.
Yes.
Plays
And
small
I
music.
I got this one on eBay recently. Thanks, Mike. It was a $15 pickup.
Oh, that's good. I have it.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, I do.
And
have
and oddly enough, that's the only Ben Webster encounter.
that I think mine is rechanneled for stereo. Is that rechanneled?
Doesn't say anything here, Mazzy.
I think mine was rechanneled. That's the period that Verve was rechanneling. Is that
Yeah.
Verve?
Yeah, that's the first. To be honest with you, it's pretty good. However, I have all the other Ben Websters, the verse 45 from Chad. This is good, but doesn't come close to Chad's reissues.
That's an interesting
Sound-wise?
record, Felipe, because Ken just interviewed that German sax player,
Mhm.
young guy, and he said
Yeah.
those were his two biggest influences: Coleman Hawkins and Ben Webster.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they did. There's some of the
You
biggest.
just mix them together, and well, you know.
Yeah, but you know,
Ben
they-
Webster's got that. You really hear his blowing on his reed with his.
yeah. But if you put this thing like side by side to like a Chad 45, it's just like, no, it doesn't.
Well,
even
Felipe,
come close.
he just put it out on the acoustic sound series. I have it, and it sounds excellent. So if you like the record, you could pick that up and sell that old copy.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
I stepped on my own mono of it. Cracked
Yeah.
it.
Let me
Cry
see
about
what
it?
else we got here.
Crying right now.
Out of my boring stuff. So I was really lucky to come across and get this one last weekend. It's their 2020 record. This is a 2022 repress. Europeia, Cooper's Test.
Oh, cool.
That stuff is wild, man. The label is pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and this is a little more freer and experimental, and the sound is really crappy. It's like a really lo-fi recording. Just like it's better than the Makaya McRaven because they won on cassette, but it's as exciting as people talk a lot about.
Killer,
Yeah.
though.
People talk about like sound quality a lot, but I think the music, the engaging, it just that's what really sells into a record. And records like this and that Makaya McRaven recorded directly to cassette tape, that stuff is like absolutely killer, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So did Mike take his dogs to Long Island for a walk? What's going on?
Yeah.
One of them probably ran away.
Yeah.
He's scumbagging us and leaving us all behind.
Yeah. And there's another one here. I got it. People who know stuff, they're gonna know this one.
You're talking about this one, right, Felipe?
I upgraded. Yes, this record is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't even know what it is.
Oh, Makaya McRaven. It's a live
Oh,
record
show it again.
recorded directly to cassette tape, Mazzy.
Yeah.
Highly rare.
International
Cool, they put
anthem,
this out.
Makaya McRaven, yeah. It's really kick-ass.
This record's like kick-ass.
You can get it for like $17-18 on Discogs too.
Yeah.
Hey, Marcella, I didn't even notice? Did Kevin do this? Marcella just said Kevin did this. I didn't.
Yeah, I think it was Kevin Gray. Yeah.
Really, I had no idea. I love this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
let's see it, Mazzy.
I didn't know Kevin did this.
Kevin's good.
Yeah.
I know he is, but I didn't know I didn't realize
He does
did.
all kinds of stuff. You know, he's not really a big jazz guy, but he does jazz so damn.
He does
well.
a lot of jazz.
Mhm.
It's funny when you go in the forums, they say, "Well, Kevin's not a really good rock guy," which is bizarre. But I didn't know I didn't even look and just didn't think of him doing a Sam. Has he ever done Sam Records before?
Yes. No, he did. Yeah, he did a bunch. Yeah, he did a bunch.
In the interview, he did like what he mentioned. His favorite music is classic rock. That's
Yeah.
And when they asked him what his favorite jazz records are, he's like, "Oh, Kind of Blue, Love Supreme."
Yeah, he's not a big. That's what I'm saying. He's not a big. I mean, he is because he works
But
with.
he's fantastic at doing jazz. Like sometimes chefs who aren't vegetarians can do vegetarian food better.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to talk to him and
They just put meat in it and don't tell anybody, Brandon.
Mazzy,
guys.
maybe a good idea before you interview him.
Yeah.
Read up on his bio.
Speaking of,
now we're going somewhere.
Great album.
So I bought this in '85. I still have the same copy.
Wow.
And on my little, I
What a
recorded
baby
this and From Her to Eternity and what is it? Your Funeral, My Trial.
Yep.
I had both of those on two sides of my cassette. And when I was a freshman in high school, that's all I played. But
that's cool.
this is the song that he does in the movie.
Yeah.
You know? And he also does the Carney, which is on Your Funeral, My Trial.
You know,
Patrick
Piebethal discovered when he came and did a whack-a-mole that if you do a whack-a-mole in my house, there's an 87% chance you'll pick a Nick Cave record.
Okay with that.
Well,
Brandon.
this is my favorite is actually Tender Prey.
It's right at arm
But
heights on a
I
certain
bought this one when it came out, or a year after, I guess.
What
85.
record did he put out in 92, maybe 91, 92?
I don't know. I wasn't into him by that point.
So you know, I find like a lot of artists,
80s Cave.
a lot of artists, like, you know, people don't like them as they age and they they develop.
I do like the ballads one though. Is that 92?
That's Boatman's Call.
Boatman's Call was
ballads, Murder Ballads.
Oh, Murder Ballads, yeah. That was mid 90s.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to think of the one ahead almost like a cinematic cover, and it was from 91 or 92. That's the show I saw.
He's never made a bad record, right, Mark? He's never made a bad record.
Not
like
that I think.
Like Leonard Cohen and Dylan, his older records are amazing.
I have like Ghosteen. Ghosteen is really good. I have some of his later stuff, but it's not like, you know, in the 80s I was obsessed with Nick Cave.
What's the double one? The Liar of the
Liar of Orpheus.
Yeah.
No, I think his new stuff is really good. You know, if you like Wings of Desire, you should get the Crimes in the City Solution album, Lightroom or something like that, and that has the song Six Bells Chime, and that's the song that she's getting into in the club, where she's like banging her head, and then she starts dancing around like that in the club. That's not Nick Cave. That's Crime in the City Solution, but it sounds a lot because that's Mick Harvey's other band. And that
the soundtrack to that is great with the classical sort of string music and Bruno Ganz's German interludes. It's just a great soundtrack.
Yeah, get the shit. What's the name of that? I have it on CD somewhere.
Brandon, do you have the birthday party stuff?
Yeah, I was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Room of
I find
Lights.
the later, more mature Nick Cave is my favorite now. Like Boatman's Call and Forward and No More Shall We Part, all the newer stuff. Nocturama was an okay album. That's one album that's not the best. I mean, it's okay. I still love it, but it's not like
Skeletons. What's the Skeletons?
Skeleton Tree. So to me,
I think
Push
Tender
the
Prey came
Skyways
out in like 87, and to me that's the best.
You know what's great though? A good introduction for people if they don't want the crazy stuff is to get the live album he did alone during the pandemic, during the shutdown.
Yes,
that was a great one, man.
Piano live album at Alexander Palace in London.
It's beautiful. He does all his songs.
We watched that during lockdown. We subscribed to that, and it was the most.
Yeah, so did I. It was great.
It was perfect during that time in that moment.
Yeah, I like his smell. I love what's the ship song?
Yeah,
I love that song.
So I just saw the last Nick Cave show I saw was Nick Cave and Colin Greenwood from Radiohead.
Oh,
just the two of them, piano and bass player, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was at Massey Hall.
And Mazzy, speaking about the Smile record, talk about Greenwood, right? The Smile one.
The new Smile, I just
the
finally
new one is better.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I gotta get that. I just saw that the other day.
I didn't even know they didn't. I thought it was like some remix thing, and then somebody on the stream said, "No,
and I think the guys on NPR, they really nailed in the comment. They said it is a good record because Tom York is not trying to sound like Tom York.
Oh, I'm not liberal enough to listen to NPR anymore. I'm sorry.
So I saw the first Smile album tour at Massey Hall. It sold out in like 5 minutes. But that was a wild show. It was so good.
I mean, if people miss
the
Radiohead,
Greenwood guys are amazing.
If people miss Radiohead and they like the later Radiohead, you'll love this stuff.
How's Johnny's health
I
doing?
mean, I get it all. I like Tom York's solo stuff.
Yeah,
too.
I did too.
I like everything.
What I just got that.
I really like King of Limbs. I think King of Limbs is an amazing record.
Yeah, that's an underrated record.
How's Johnny doing? I know he had some health issues.
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, the guitar.
You know, Nick Cave and Peggy Sue got married. That was a low spot for me. I didn't really like that.
Cleveland.
For sure.
He's not from Cleveland.
So Australia.
No,
He's Australian. And he was hooked up for a while with PJ Harvey. They did some great stuff together.
Yeah. So the bass player from Bad Seeds, Nick Cave, the Bad Seeds, he's not feeling well. So Colin Greenwood's replaced him for this tour. So you'll see him, Mazzy, in Seattle.
Okay. I'm looking
What
forward to
a great fill-in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they played together. So Colin Greenwood was a big Nick Cave fan. So when they asked him, he was in there in a second. It was amazing. I had like front row seats at Massey Hall for it. So like they were right in front of me. It was just piano and him playing bass. And Colin Greenwood kind of stood off to the side, but watching Colin watch Nick Cave play, it was like watching a fan watch an artist. Like he was just as excited to see Nick Cave play as we were, right? So it was really good.
Do you have the soundtracks that Johnny Greenwood did? It's a beautiful one.
Phantom his soundtracks is great, man. Yes.
Phantom Thread is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Brandon, did you ever get into Roland S. Howard's solo album after that too? Who played with?
Yeah, I mean, he's on Tender Prey. He's an interesting guy. I kind of like his guitar playing more than his singing.
Teenage Snuff Film's a good album.
The way he plays is
You have this one.
It's very interesting style.
This is great conversation. Fuck this jazz shit, right?
No. I didn't mean to change it to Nick Cave. Sorry.
Razzie ruined
Yeah. So speaking of
that's
radio,
good.
That's a great record.
That's Greenwood.
I don't have that.
Yeah, that's a Greenwood.
The cello player on this is incredible.
Wow. Yeah. So David, speaking of, I think Brandon knows this one. Speaking of Radiohead, right? That's why the major inspiration for them comes from this one here on the Philips label.
What is that?
Which I was lucky to get like a mint, pristine original last weekend.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Oh, cool.
Wow. That's an original.
That's the Mono 68. Yeah.
That's everybody on it, right?
Hello.
Yes. That's like the proof of concept one. Here you have the Mutantes at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Caetano Veloso here, Gilberto Gil sitting there, Gal Costa, Tom Zé, everybody's here. And it's like a proof of concept album. There's it's a big mixture of like local music, world, what's going on, Sgt. Peppers, and all that kind of stuff. And they mixed everything really well. This is a fundamental record for all the rock that came in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and to this day. Radiohead especially came from here.
Wow.
So I was lucky to get this one.
You got that locally?
Yes.
Shit.
What does that one usually go for these days?
Oh.
It's in the few hundreds.
Okay. Yeah.
I got it for a very good price.
It looks like in nice shape too.
It is perfect. Because those covers, they were like just paper.
No, yeah, the old.
Did you go to South Florida to walk your dog, Mike? Where the fuck did you go?
It's not here because it's raining. Yes.
A long walk. Yeah. They're high energy dogs.
And that is and this one is here is for Mike. I mean, it's not like an audiophile crazy grail that he has, but it's a trooper. I got a trooper. You want to see a trooper?
Let's see it.
Yeah, I showed a
Wait, Rob's not here.
Weeks ago. I need to show this twofer.
Rob, there's a twofer. Come back.
Rob.
There's a twofer.
Pinch it off and get back.
All right, let's see it.
He's going to get his Jill Ross.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
There he is.
What is
So
that?
braggy. So braggy.
That's a trooper.
Is it?
You know,
So
you're
that's-
probably better off in Florida buying records because all the Jewish people from New York are dying there. You know, they
Oh yeah, for sure. That
they
is just
retire in
true.
New York and they die.
It is true.
I
yeah.
have a good feeling that a Jewish guy from Seattle might die next
Yeah,
week.
yeah. So it is pretty good. The Lexington stuff, Deep Groove, and everything. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
1507.
Rob, you can lay him to rest next to Eric Dolphy's grave there.
I mean, I need to get a better system to like really talk about their quality, but they're fine.
Yeah, no, that's great.
You need to get rid of that Crossley, Felipe.
So
I get rid of that cross. I gotta get some better tubes. Those JJ tubes, they really suck.
Crosley too.
Yeah, that's right.
So those were recorded in 55 and released in 56. And the group is Kenny Dorham on trumpet, Hank Mobley, Horace Silver, Doug Watkins, and Art Blakey.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a good transition into Mobley.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Go for it.
So this is going to be coming out in
Oh,
December.
yeah. That's an LT.
Weren't
Yes.
you guys always talking about tuba on the stream?
Yeah.
Chat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave has a love for
He has an
tuba.
affinity for tuba.
It's a dirty word. You need to wash your mouth out with soap.
I think this is going to be a pretty cool tone poet. I'll definitely get it, and hopefully it'll have some.
Yeah, it is a really good song. Man.
Which one is that one? Because I have the LT with the shitty cover.
That's an LT.
This is the connoisseur.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's not a connoisseur, but it's it's that same time period.
Was it the Wally?
Yeah, man.
Wally did all those masterings around that time, right?
Yeah,
Sounds pretty good,
That's
doesn't
where
it?
the patterns, Bobby Hutcherson. It's not a
Yeah.
connoisseur, but it's
Where they put it out with the better cover.
The connoisseurs weren't bad. They're pretty good.
and they're remastered. Now I'm hoping because it got me I have so many LTs. I'm hoping that this one gets the treatment next year.
Oh, that's a cool one, Brandon.
Because this
What's
is a really one of my favorite undone records because it has Hank Mobley, Woody Shaw, and Cedar Walton.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Woody
I know
Shaw.
that, dude.
I'm
Oh.
hoping that this one gets, next time you talk to the big wigs,
Okay.
ask for this one.
That'd be a tone poet I'd
But
buy.
aren't they like 50? They're up on 50 tone poets mastered, right?
I don't know.
Yes, I think they have up to 2026,
I
Rob.
think you can still get this one pretty cheap too. So pick it up. It's good.
I mean,
I
it'll come eventually. It's just wait.
I have that one, but I also have an OG, that Elemental reissued of the one where he's sitting on the bench in France. But I forget that one, but I think it's the same lineup with Woody Shaw.
Yeah, that is
that's what is that one?
out something or
Yeah, I mean
hanging out.
It's hanging, but it's very mainstreamy. There's like no.
Yeah,
It's like they said, Hank, you need to make a poppy.
pretty
album.
bland. It's pretty bland.
Yeah, Woody Shaw's on it and stuff. But
So anyway, I hope this one
it's not
gets
as good
turned
as
into a
that
tone poet.
Yeah, that's
Reach
where-
out. It's reach out.
Reach out. That's it.
Yeah.
What an amazing time to be someone getting into jazz vinyl.
Oh,
Like
I
all these
gifted that to
reissues.
my
It
friend
was
Jeff.
like for years it was a desert for all these
Yeah.
reissues, like tone poets and classics, and they're done
Yeah,
well. They're
for
reasonably
sure.
priced.
You didn't need them because you could get everything for 50 cents.
That's right. Yeah. But I mean, for
sure.
years there was no reissues. It was all the crappy Scorpios and everything else. So anyone getting into jazz and record, it was crap.
yeah.
Now, like
Yeah.
you can build a music
Yeah.
jazz
And Mark, I heard through the grapevine next year the Strata East by Kevin Gray are going to start coming out.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the thing is, early on with like Michael Hobson's classic records, like were they in record shops or was that just subscription? Like, how did you even get those records? Those were the earliest.
Classics, they weren't
Both.
record stores.
Yeah.
Back when I was like, to me, like it was all mail order.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Like before the internet, like we always had like I did mail order. I had got dealers who I dealt with in Japan, in New York City, like all over the place. It was like literally mail order only.
It's wild.
hey, can I piggyback after what Mark said?
Seems like a pain in the ass.
So
Not
on
you.
my
That's been having a mail order.
on my stream the other night, I got that a package from Target because I got that deal, and I bought a lot of more newer. So I bought this album because people were showing it, and I streamed a little bit of it.
That's a good album.
Well, okay, so I read his bio. This is a fucking fantastic album. And then I go, oh, he went to my college. Same
Absolutely,
alumni.
Ricks.
So I messaged him, and he goes, awesome, thanks. I told him how good it was, and he goes, it's good to know someone else who went to VCU.
It's like you're famous now.
No, I'm not. I am famous. How many fucking times have you been recognized in public?
Well, this wasn't from a post office picture, unlike yourself.
Well, you have to check him out if he comes to LA.
No, I'm being serious. This is not that expensive of a record.
It's brand new, right? Just came out.
He did another one. Mark, do you have it? That he did a thing with a bunch of Vancouver musicians.
Yeah.
Do you have that one?
I think so. I think I do. Yes.
This is fantastic. It really is very good.
Okay.
I just want to mention something that Rick's Spinner said in the comments there that Mark knows that Sam the Record Man in Toronto had an awesome jazz section. I got to tell you a quick story about Sam the Record Man. I was downtown. It was probably 2002, 2003, and I walked into Sam's, and they had just gotten in a whole shipment of the Mosaic box sets. Okay? On CD, but this is when the CD ones just came out. And online, they were like, back then, once again, it was like 150 American, whatever they were, to order them in. And they had them all on the wall. There must have been like 15 or 20 of them. And they had them for like $29.99. They messed up on the prices. $39.99. So I bought them all. Pulled my credit card out because I'm like, I'm buying these for $30-40 each. And the guy's looking, he's like, wow, you're a big jazz fan. And I was like, yeah, that's what it is. So the next day I came back in. He's like, hey, I got in real shit last night. My boss gave me crap because I put the wrong price on those. Are you going to return them? I was like, no. I said, you guys made a mistake. I had like 20 box sets. I bought them. I think I ended up for $400 or $500. I walked out of there with like 20 Mosaic box sets.
When was this?
This was back like 2002, 2003.
They had the Nat Cole.
How much did they go for back then?
They were expensive. They were like 150, 160 American dollars, I think.
Well, the Nat Cole was like 18 CDs. That was my favorite.
Yeah. Like I got the Elvin Jones, I got the Sam Rivers, I got the Andrew, I got all the good ones.
And they were
like
used
$29.99.
Do you still have them all?
I have some of them. I sold them off because they're CDs. I got rid of a lot of my CDs, but when I sold them, I made good money.
Mosaic does great. There's a lot of that early stuff. Like they put out this like cache of it's like late 30s recordings, I think, or late 40s recordings by this guy who transcribed them for radio broadcast. They like saved them, and it's like a 4 LP box or something. I want to get that. They do Jazz at the Philharmonic. They're putting that stuff out. All like that early stuff that I've been trying to get into. Mosaic like has a focus of like early stuff that a lot of other people ignore. So I love what they do.
Yeah. Rob, what does this mean? Roberto gave us $5 to ask you a question or to tell you something.
What is this?
It's currently being considered the nominee for Jasmine's Record of the Year. What is, Roberto?
I'm starting to think that Roberto lives half in the real world, half in a fantasy land.
Okay, we have friend of the channel.
Yeah.
Mark from Music on Record. He's asking, what's a good place to start with Hank Mobley? My gut says Soul Station.
Soul Station, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's a popular one, yeah.
You're lucky because it seems like that's one of the artists that Blue Note has reissued
everything.
Most of his albums.
Infinitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Soul Station, those.
But you know what? A Caddy for Dad. If you're going to get the Topo, get Caddy for Daddy. That's really good. But Soul Station, everyone thinks this is.
I like Workout too. I think that's a really strong one.
Well, the Workout just came out on the Classic series, and it's super. You can get it for less than $20.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's really good. No Room for Squares was better though, right, Rob?
No Room for Squares is by far my favorite.
That is my favorite. If the classic ones,
yes,
Workout's really good, but No Room for Squares is good.
And No Room for Squares doesn't get it's two different sessions, so because of that, people don't put it on the pedestal. This is also my second favorite.
Yeah,
the 10-inch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's really good.
And
I have a music
quartet, so it's the same as Soul Station.
I Music Matters Jazz did that. I think.
Yeah, but here's my question,
No,
Jazz Mike.
Oh yeah, I think they did. You're right, Mosey.
Yeah, but what's extra on since it's a 45, or is it just that 10-inch?
No, this is the 10-inch from the 71.
Yeah, that's awesome.
10 inches
Oh,
have
that's the
basically as much music as a 12.
How do those sound, Brandon? Like, are they fine?
This sounds really good, and the original is like $2,000. So
they did a bunch of those 10 inches in 71. I was looking at maybe picking up one or two of them.
Well, here's what they did.
I mean, I play it right now.
That was like the second pressing of them, but they also pressed them for Japan. But they were made in the U.S.
So yeah, so in the 90s, we have the whole 5000 series from Japan. The Toshiba, they're amazing. They're really good. But the Music Matters doesn't compare to those. It's just like another level.
Has anyone ordered the 10-inch box, the 54 miles at all? Is that?
Yes.
I did, but they canceled it because it was a price mistake.
I'll get it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Who made that price mistake?
Felipe, you ordered it?
Yeah, I'll have it. Yes.
Your former employer.
Oh, Best Buy.
Yeah, I mean, come on, let's be realistic, right? I mean, you think you're gonna buy something for like $30 and
they would do that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. You're fine, guys.
Hold on, Mike. Mike benefited. What was that guy's name?
Oh, Damien Imports.
Yes.
Okay, here are the Music Matters. So this is the 10-inch you just showed, but it's with outtakes. So
I have that.
I think that's a 45, right?
No, I don't have it anymore. I don't have it
anymore. That's still very cheap.
It's in stock for $75. I'll drop a link.
Yeah, I would recommend for $75. I think
for sure.
71 is like $100 now. So
yeah.
Go get that one. Probably. Cool. And Felipe, does it have extra photos?
He does, yeah. I bought this one. I think it was like 45 or so.
I kind of
have a picture in there with him with his shirt off.
Of course, Rob.
I had an original 1568 dead mint mono.
Yeah, that is too cheap, also, right?
Yeah, this is
very cheap.
I sold it.
Got that. I have a Japan King of that.
So I sold my original mono of that 7 years ago for $1,400.
And now you
to
can
a Japanese
get
collector.
Probably 3,400, right?
Yeah. 1,400 American to a Japanese collector. He was very happy because it was.
How much did you buy it for?
Honestly?
Yeah.
No,
probably $25-$30. I'll tell you what. You know when I got it? When CDs came out, 90s, people were dumping their record collections, and I bought it at a record store for like $25-$30.
That's high though. When you think about it, after people were dumping CDs, records were dirt cheap.
Yeah, but so that when they saw it as it was an original Blue Note, they knew what it was, and they still sold it for $25 or $30.
Look at this.
Because everybody was just buying CDs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone dumped their record collections.
This says it's take 10, take 6, take 8. This is the master tape for one of the Hank Mobleys. No, it's not outtakes. This is what the master tape has. So this is what this record is. But it's just interesting they did that many takes. I can't believe they did 10. So that tells you like the level of like, I don't know, I guess time that they had in the studio to dedicate to these records, because I don't think a lot of people did 10 takes or even 6 or 5.
What is that one, Mike?
Well, other labels didn't give their artists that much time to do that. Blue Note did.
Incredible. Yeah.
I don't think that's what that means. I think that's just the take number for this particular song.
I didn't really start buying jazz.
There's no way they did one song 10 times. Rudy would have fucking killed them.
Oh no, for sure not. No.
Okay, so it's the take of the session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but which I don't really understand what that means either. But yeah,
so that means this is the second take. So they didn't use the first take. They didn't use the third, fourth, fifth. They got the 6th, no 7th. Or here's the 5th one. So anyway, okay, that makes sense. All right, never mind.
Well, then they have to put it together, right?
Right. They sequence.
So they have the recording, and they have to arrange the songs to edit.
And on a Blue Note, everything was tight. They would rehearse for 3 days before going to studio.
Hey, by the way, can we see Roberto's comment, because it shows you he's in fantasy land right now?
Where is it? Oh,
he loves MMJs. He's gay for me. It's okay. I love him.
Yeah.
Pele didn't have a jazz record, Roberto. I'm sorry.
Actually, he was a singer, Rob.
Oh shit.
He
Jazz?
He had a lot of recordings. Yes.
With
Was
Wayne
he good?
Him and Wayne Gretzky.
No. Yeah, he lost it. Forget about it.
You know what, Roberto? I think we found your name. You're the Jazz Loon.
Oh.
So, Felipe, what's your opinion on the MoFi? I know we're going a different direction here, but it seems to be quiet for the moment. The MoFi Santana Abraxas, the new one.
I love it.
You got it.
I love it. Yes, it's really good, Massey. It's really.
I have it too.
It's really big, three-dimensional, detailed.
Do you have the one step?
No, I had the early CBS. The half step one.
I'm not sure it beats the original though. It's really good. It's excellent.
It was really well recorded.
It's excellent. The original. I mean, that you can't get a bad version of that album. I'll put it that way. I think there's more guts in the original, and there's an audiophile thing that happens sometimes.
It's really
where
clear.
It's more audiophile and separate, but you don't always want separate.
Well,
yeah.
I haven't.
It's excellent.
Yeah, I think just that first 2 minutes of the record, they're absolutely unbelievable, right?
Yeah. But the big surprise for me, I mean, I'm going to bring in the whole MoFi thing here. The big surprise for me, and it's the one that's not even the original tape, is Bookends. It kicks. It's
Matthew. We're in Jazz Stream. Stop bringing Simon.
Oh, you were talking about for Nick Cave for an hour here.
You were talking about
Santana.
Mark Glassman was.
Santana's a jazz guy. That's fine.
No, but I mean,
Santana's fine.
Bookends is fucking amazing. I think so.
Yeah,
that is my favorite of the recent ones. Okay, hey, it's the music. It's the music.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no,
I got some
Old friends.
All right, let's see.
Old friends.
Hey, how suddenly strange to be 70. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Show it, guys.
What do we got?
This is Wynton Marsalis live at the House of Tribe.
That's a great show.
I like Branford better, Chris. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. This is a killer.
Yeah. When did Wynton play?
It's his birthday today. Did you mention that?
How old is he?
I don't know.
It's Wynton's birthday.
Who plays on there with him?
I'll tell you in a minute. I'll have to struggle to read it because I'm blind, but it's a really great photo. And then the back cover I thought was really good too.
There's a great video on YouTube of that show, and it's literally a tiny little club. The people are sitting on top of him.
Yeah, that's right. So it's, I mean, he's, this is like in 2014 or something, Mark.
Oh, it's earlier than that.
Is it earlier than that?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe so. Let's see if I can read it.
Oh God.
I have no idea. Look it up, Mike. Will you look it up so we can see?
It's like early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah, and also today is Wynton's birthday, October 18. I think he's 63.
Let's do a deep dive. Fuck it. I'm just kidding.
Discography.
It's kind of weird to think of him that old.
I know.
It's live at the House of Tribes.
I remember seeing Wynton when he was in his 20s.
There it is.
That's crazy.
I know.
Okay, we already saw.
How old were you? Like 13 years old?
So it's
2000. I was I was in high school.
2002, New York City.
Yeah.
We have Wynton, Wessel Anderson, alto, Eric Lewis, piano, Kengo Nakamura on double bass, Joe Farnsworth on drums, Robert M. Rucker on tambourine, and then Orlando Rodriguez percussion.
Let's do a deep dive on Robert M. Rucker.
So it's 2002, right? No, we're not looking at Robert Rucker. 2002. This is like just a super high energy live show. I mean, the crowd goes crazy. They're like shouting and shit. It's really fucking.
There's an excellent version of Cherokee on there. He does. It's incredibly fast.
Only on
really
CD.
Good.
It's an only CD record.
Yeah, it's only CD.
The Clipper Brown track, right?
Yeah.
Only CD. Yeah, Clipper Brown.
Okay, now it's the next shit I want to show. I want to show them is just some weird fucking shit. Okay, so this first one. So I've been getting into Ken Vandermark a lot lately.
Oh yeah,
from Chicago. This is a 2 CD set. So he has this Momentum series, and there's 5 of them, right? And the first one's like a 6 CD set, and it's like $150 to get it. So I'm never gonna have that. But I got this for $10 for this. It was actually $60 for this and another box I'll show. So this is this second one, and then the third one. And these are called Momentum, right? So anyway, this shit is so weird because it's like it'll start with just like some recorded voices, like somebody has on a computer, and they're like fucking with the voices and making them sound weird and shit, you know. And then maybe the drummer will start playing after a couple of tracks, and then Ken will start doing stuff, and then they just go fucking nuts. And then there's a bunch of weird sounds and shit. But I kind of dig it, man. It's cool. And this one, and then this is the last one, the 5th one. This one's pretty cool too. But this one, and I think the other 2 were performed. They were produced as like an audiographic presentation. So when they performed it live, they had like 3 big screens behind them that just
Oh wow.
had a bunch of weird shit showing, basically, and like some commentary like in the video kind of chopped in, and then them playing free jazz over. I mean, it's really when I first listened to this week, I was texting CJ on the Discord, and I was like, I don't know, man, this is pretty fucked up.
So I saw Ken Vandermark in Toronto. It was just him and Hamid Drake, just the 2 of them. It was duo.
Yeah.
And it was a small little club. It was like a hole in the wall called the Transac, which is a small little. It was like a little theater, tiny little place. But like when he plays, he blows hard. So in this little place, it was so loud. I mean, it was a great show, but between him and Hamid Drake, like it was a very noisy show. But it was good.
Yeah. So that's a good segue because I got those. On his Bandcamp, I got these 2 and then this box set for $60, and usually the box set's like
that box set's good stuff.
50. Yeah. So this is Momentum 4, and this is duets. So it's Ken Vandermark doing duets with Chris Davis, Hamid Drake, Paul Litton, Ikui Mori, and then William Parker, right?
Oh, that's a great lineup.
It's like a clamshell, right? And so inside of it, I've only listened to the first one of these. So it's got a book or whatever. But what's neat is the CDs are kind of like a nice photo CD cover, and it's got a photo of all the artists that he did the duets with. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Is that also on vinyl?
No.
CD only?
Yeah. It would be like 9 vinyl records,
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is really cool. So I've been liking it. All this Momentum stuff's pretty like out there, And then the other stuff I've been listening to of his is this. There's a bunch of shit, but I really like this group too, and I've shown this before. But it's a Ken Vandermark 5 group that he had. This is just one of his records. They put out like 5 or 6 records together. But this stuff is a little more accessible in that most of the band like continuously keeps like at least a rhythm to kind of keep the tracks grounded for people that aren't used to just listening to shit that has no obvious put togetherness, so but then he and maybe somebody else will solo like free jazz sound and stuff over it or whatever. So anyway, I really like the Vandermark stuff I've gotten. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that box set sounds great.
There's an album. I can't think of what the band's called. It's a Vandermark project.
Okay.
And I think it's called Cosmonautics or something like that. I'm not sure. But it's like a really they do a really upbeat, funky version of Stands to Sophie by Art Ensemble. It's incredible. If you got to find that. It's on CD too. You probably find it cheap. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, he's got a ton of CDs, dude. There's so many of them are like $3 CDs too.
Yeah.
There's a couple of really cool trio projects he's done. I've got a CD of each one of those groups. The dude's put out a fuck ton of content.
Yeah, he put tons of albums out.
And well, I mean, he had a MacArthur Fellowship Award. I think I saw an interview with him like in 1999. And at the time, he was the youngest player that ever won it. And what it does is it gives you money where you can basically not have to worry about like having a house and health insurance and a car and shit, and then you can afford to actually tour with whatever your music is. And it like subsidizes that whole your career, basically, which is really kind of cool.
There's a good documentary on YouTube about him.
About Vandermark?
Yeah. Shows him in his basement at his house in Chicago, talking about getting that money and everything else. Like, yeah, it's a really good doc.
There's another interesting thing that I've been looking at. I got to it from that. What the hell is it called? It was just only a there's a guy named Ivo Perelman. He's Brazilian. Felipe. He's a free jazz sax player. You know him, Mark?
How to spell, Chris?
No, I don't.
Ivo Perelman.
Ivo Perlman.
Ivo Perelman, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good. Mm-hmm.
He did a massive duet record together with a bunch of guys. Like it was like him. It was all sax.
Matthew Shipp.
Yeah,
I've met him.
Can you see if you can find that record? It's called Read something or other. I can't remember what it's called. I'll find it.
Matthew Shipp's a cool cat, man.
Great player. Yeah.
Yeah, he played a solo gig here at one of my neighborhood spots, Petra's.
Mike,
phenomenal.
Can you look up that Evo record? It's called Read. Let me see what it's called. I just found it.
So I saw a show.
Never mind.
It was Matthew Shipp and Andrew Hill.
Yeah, that's it.
Duet facing each other. It was incredible.
Yeah,
So
that's
check this out.
insane.
This is only available on streaming. But can you show the people, Mike, that he did these duets with?
Oh wow!
What is the year they released? 2021. Yeah.
Yeah. So Joe McPhee,
streaming all this for sure.
Roscoe Mitchell,
Tim Burns, fucking awesome. He's on a lot of that Vandermark shit.
Oh, this
James
looks
Carter's
incredible.
awesome.
Carter.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Roscoe Mitchell.
Murray.
It's insane, right? Look at the players. Come on. Dave Liebman. Yeah.
All-star cast. Yeah.
103 tracks.
Whoa.
60. It's $80 on Bandcamp for the digital.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
I might just buy it. Shit. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's
Unless you can just stream
really
it on
cool.
iTunes. Maybe I don't know. I'll have to see if you can stream it elsewhere.
Damn.
See, it's on Apple Music. Check it out.
It's like 10 hours of music. It's crazy. But what's cool is I got to this because I watched the Vandermark interview, and some guy on YouTube has an interview with all those players that did that. Actually, Eva Perlman interviewed them all and recorded it. And there's like 45-minute interviews with every single one of them. Like I watched the James Carter one. I watched the Ken Vandermark one. It was really cool.
Damn.
So I just happened to stumble upon this massive project that I've never even heard of.
That's finding something like that's really cool.
I'm gonna see if you can stream it without. I don't have like a streamer. I don't know what I would do if I downloaded the files. Like I don't know. Listen to them. On
Is it available on streaming services?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up to see.
I think Spotify and Apple.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm guessing they're the most popular.
Rob.
True.
What?
Rob. Lisa Harper has a request.
God.
Oh, Joe McPhee. I just picked one up. It's a later one.
That talk song and missed like 30 comments. That's crazy. Wow.
Well, hold on. Lisa Harper, we never know when you have a serious comment. So I don't know how to take this.
Nicole knew what I was stumbling on about. Yeah, what did they say, Nicole?
Here you go.
That's a cool cover.
Superior Viaduct put these out. They were originally on Hat Hut. This is Black Magic Man. Same lineup that was on Nation Time. I talked about this last week, I think. But there's some Joe McPhee for you.
Isn't that Stranded's label? Yeah, Stranded Records. That's their label.
This is Superior Viaduct.
Yeah, but they're owned by Stranded. Puts those out.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Stranded in Berkeley, San Francisco, and New York.
Yeah, it's
It always goes back to
top-notch
San Francisco.
label.
It's Superior Viaduct. Stranded's the record store.
Yeah, they have that's the label of the record store. Yes.
Yeah. Well, they're doing good work.
Yeah.
Putting a lot of titles out that are hard to get and
Harper,
expensive.
what's his name? Yeah. They do some cool stuff.
Yeah. We might dip in there in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
We'll
they
see.
put Minuteman record. They reissued that. They do a lot of punk stuff too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Out there jazz, avant-garde jazz, and free jazz, and a lot of punk and some new wave. Yeah.
I picked up a couple this week, just 2, because I am going to New York in a couple weeks. So trying to limit what we're doing here, but had to get the new Anna Butters. It plays with Jeff Parker a good bit.
That's a cool.
And this is an incredible record. Especially tracks 5 and tracks 8.
Yeah. Top-notch release, Dave. Really good stuff.
Yeah, this kind of defies a genre. I don't know. John questioned if it was jazz, I think. But
it just sounds so liquid, right? Just so big and
beautiful. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Oh. Yeah. Dave, we have a comment here that you got your lighting sorted. He can see your records.
No, he got a new phone. He's not on a fucking Nokia anymore.
Yeah, he was on a gas-powered phone.
Yeah, that's good.
I had a hell of a time today too, because so here's the big purchase. Close.
Ooh.
That was this morning. What a half my contacts are gone. Like, I don't know. It's a mess. I deleted our page because I'm sitting there. I've got all these messages open on the messenger. And one is an ex-girlfriend sending me stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't think this kid that's transferring my stuff should be seeing.
Are you getting a lot of messages
from my phone? And I'm like,
are you getting a lot of messages from her? Because I think your ex-girlfriend is married now, so she should be sending. I think your ex-girlfriend's name is Kamala, because I'm getting a lot of.
Now that you mention it, Dave, I think my phone's broken. I'm getting messages from Massey.
I do have one more thing I forgot about.
Oh, let's see it, Brandon.
Do you guys know?
Yes.
Oh, I've been meaning to get that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know Alan Braufman, but it had James Brandon Lewis. So I picked this up. It's pretty fun. It's not as serious as I thought it was going to be. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. Is everyone doing Obies now? Is Obies the new thing that everyone's doing now?
Let's start with talk, Mazzy. So Brandon, it all stemmed. This is an album he did in 70.
Yeah, I noticed there's an advertisement for that reissue on the back.
Right. So he put this album out on India Navigation. Yes. So they wanted to reissue this record, and I assume they own the rights to it. So they started a label, and that's, I think, what catalyst to him put. He did 2. I have 2 albums. The one you just got, and then here's another one he did with James Brandon Lewis.
Oh shit!
Cool.
This one just came out.
Cool! And it looks like it's like a tribute to the one he did in the 70s, right?
I like Chad Taylor too.
The cover's almost
a bunch of modern artists. They're good. Huh.
Yeah, and then there's another. Mike came on my stream. There's a live album of a radio show they did in 70s.
Oh, cool.
It's like a 3 LP set. So
yeah, originals are very a few $100.
Yeah, some white
for Valley of Search. Yeah,
white. That's a.
Do
you have any of this shit, Lastman?
No, I've listened to it online, but I haven't bought it.
What is that, Rob?
The Alan Braufman stuff.
Okay, yeah. I think when it came out, the latest one, I think we talked about it with Notes and Tones. I have a couple of those. It's really good. Yeah. It's really, really worth getting, and very, very cheap. Very cheap.
I mean, you can see it sort of looks like Mazzy back in the day.
Looks like Keith Jarrett.
Now he looks like Mazzy now.
I never had an afro. That was not my. I didn't have kinky Jewish hair.
Is that Keith Jarrett?
It's kind of more like a.
No, it's Alan Braufman.
Mazzy, no Jufro.
I didn't have
Alan Braufman with his brow fro.
My drummer buddy had the Jufro. I just had the Peter Frampton, the long straight kind of.
And the cool thing is he's playing with the dude he played with back in 75, the Cooper Moore. Anyway, on the new one.
I got this used for 15, but it looked like it hadn't even been played really.
Yeah, I got the Target had that sale, so I got all these records for like $13 each.
Yeah. It's cool.
Dave,
though.
Do you have another record, Joe?
This is red vinyl. which is kind of fun.
Cool.
The fact that Target is selling records like that is awesome.
Well, they're not. I think they lost their deal with Universal because they ain't selling those. Right. And also, you should go, Brandon. I got this older, double LP there.
Oh, I want more Taishan. Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, I want to get that.
Oh, that's a really good one. I've sampled that one.
This record continuing. I mean, I just think it's brilliant. Can I show it again?
You want to jump in?
Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, yeah, it's a great record. And I think that's in print again.
Brandon is like the old uncle. He's buying records from 2 years ago that everybody else already has.
Yeah, I'm behind. I'm always behind. I'm always buying the older stuff.
I'm still in the Brandon, I'm still in the 40s, so you're ahead of me.
You're not still, you just got to the 40s, Mike. Don't mind.
You just got to the 40s.
Here you go.
You're wishing.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, sweet.
Excellent.
OG stereo.
Send that
Just
to me,
picked this up the other night.
How much was it?
I played this. This is, other than the beginning with Dave Burrell on piano, it freaked me out a bit. Then it settled in, and this is killer.
It's not that crazy of a record.
Dave Burrell could be a little traumatic. Yeah.
I just don't like him that much.
I agree. I'm with you.
But he settled in, and this is really, really good.
His solo stuff on BYG is not my thing.
Yeah,
that's good to know. I'm just going to skip all that shit then.
I'm going to sign off
Chris
and
Cole
watch you guys.
sent me a package.
I'm going to head out and watch you guys. Rob's berated me too much tonight, but love
Love you, Maggie.
I see you, Mark. Really.
Hey,
Seriously.
Mazzy, before you leave, what's your favorite blunt instrument?
Mazzy, where'd he go?
Where
you go?
We got some records to show. You got more, Dave? Show more.
Yeah, I got a nice VCLT package, completely unexpected today from Chris Cole, from the Chicago area. Works at Record Wonderland. This is one of my favorite players, Tomasz Stanko.
Cool.
And this is him with I don't even know how do I say that name? Kurlewicz. I assume he's Polish.
Good.
This is not pole jazz. So yeah, looking forward to this one. This should be some crazy free jazz.
Can you show the label on that?
If it's Polish, that ending would be which.
So
I think that's
the Polish label, pole jazz. Not easy to find.
Let's see. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Kind of a disappointing label.
So that was
I like it.
and this was on my want list too. And so Chris was kind enough to send this my way. And then the other record he threw in the box was this dude on the cover, man. Look at this guy. John Bilazikwajan. Look at this guy. But he's an oud player.
Nice.
And I really dig the sound of the oud. So this is the neoclassical oud album on, I don't know, some weird label. Only Chris Cole can find these records, I swear to God.
That looks like something wrong.
You're playing at a roadside holiday in Michigan or something.
So yeah, that's everything I got this week. That's it.
Now, Dave, do you have any more oud? Do you have an oud collection? Will that go next to other oud records?
Yeah, I have a huge collection of that kind of stuff.
Do you store them next to?
I have an oud record.
Hold on.
It's like a
grab it right here.
but it's I think like 3 people play oud.
Is it terrible? You hate it?
That's great, and it's like it's classical. I don't know what era it is, but it's
here's some. Here's a couple, and then there's all
I
these.
want to
Right
hear classical that was recorded when people didn't know what shoes were.
They knew what it was.
You have all the Hamza Eldin records. He's the master. You have Eclipse. This guy. Anything Hamza Eldin is worth picking up.
Oud and Loon duets. They're nice.
Escalade, the Water Wheel. This is fantastic. He's just a brilliant oud player. Some of these records are expensive too now and rare. This one on Vanguard, beautiful record. This one's instrumental and vocal music of Nubia. I think I got this one from Dave Belson in Boston at Wantless Records. And I think he probably sent me this one too. This is another rare one.
Cool.
And on Vanguard.
Now, where's that press? Oh, it's Vanguard. So that's a U.S. Is that Chicago label?
Yeah, these are U.S. originals.
Okay.
Oh, cool. So they got put
And
out.
then,
They got put out here. That's kind of interesting.
This guy, John Berberian, was a U.S. guy that played the oud, and this one's a oud artistry. I found this misfiled in the blues section at Repo. This is on the mainstream label.
Oh, well,
and I paid nothing for this, and it actually goes for a little bit.
Nice. You stole
And
it?
then,
You walked out with it, or what?
This was
Apparently so.
This is a good record. This was released for RSD.
Yeah, it's not a Sundays or Modern Harmonic read.
Yeah, something like that. Not sure, but yeah, this is excellent. You guys would dig this record for sure, because there's some clarinet, tenor, baritone, sax on it. It's got some jazz to it too. Excellent record. But yeah,
we have a
most of the
question.
oud
We have a
stuff.
question here. How's the sound of those Vanguard? I think he's asking about the pressing quality and like the sonics.
They sound great to me because it's just really him. So it's kind of hard to screw it up.
Yeah,
There's some really good classical. Well, what to me it looks like cool classical records, but I've never listened to the actual record. But yeah,
You can make a link to it from classical, sure.
Well, no, Vanguard, the label, they put out classical recordings. So this, this features the oud on Isis and Osiris. There's an oud player here, Vishnu Wood.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody knows Vishnu.
It's one of my favorite instruments. It's just the sound of it's gorgeous.
Cool.
That's awesome.
All right,
we got a bunch of records.
That was an awesome oud minute.
Yeah, we should cut it out and make it a solo video.
All right.
I got a bunch of records in from Rob. I'm flattening a bunch of records too. But anyway, that's
your pile.
I know this is my pile. My pile has arrived finally. So this is Sound Mystico on Beehive. Oh my god, this is such a kick-ass record.
The cool cover.
Yeah, so it's Ted Curson. I'm gonna take it out of the thing so you can see it. Beehive's a really cool label. Notes and Tones introduced me to this label, or all of us, but really I got into this label when he first started coming up on the show, and I've wanted this for a long time. This is like a perfect copy too. So it's Sound Mystico on tenor, Ted Curson on trumpet and flugelhorn, Nick Brignola on baritone, who's just a monster player. I love Nick Brignola. Ronnie Matthews piano, Sam Jones bass, and then Roy Haynes on drums.
That's killer.
So it's just like a killer fucking lineup, you know?
Yeah, Ted Curson makes me want to get that.
I mean, dude, it's just like hardcore fucking hard bop, but more in the more like bebop, like old, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, like 40s crazy, virtuosic playing on a lot of this. There's some ballads and shit too, but like on the super fast stuff on here is just fucking nuts.
Are those originals or re-recordings, Chris?
This is original.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean the songs.
Oh no, they're standards. I mean, there's probably I think some of them are his. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, the first song is Anthropology. So what do you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking nuts. You Don't Know What Love Is, Be My Love. I can't read who it's by. Let me see what else is on here. Blues for KD, which is kick-ass. That's a Sound Mystico song, and then Bambi and Fee-Fi Fo-Pum. So it's kind of interesting, but it's one of my favorite records that I've gotten probably in the last year.
This is an early recording of his.
That's a good album.
On Jazzland, obviously it's a stereo. So on this, he has Nat Adderley on cornet, Barry Harris, Sam Jones again, Walter Perkins, and this is a 61 session.
Great album.
Center, but yeah. So, but this is earlier. I think that's a Beehive record, Chris. Is that right?
Yeah, this is Beehive. Yeah, this is in late 70s. It probably says.
Yeah,
1979. So this was a husband and wife that this label originally put out folk records, I think, or they started it. I don't remember, but they only put out 17 records, and I've got about 10 of them now. And I love all of them. I'll try to get all 17 of them, but and they're not really expensive. This is probably, I don't know, $10 to $20 record or whatever. This is another really kick-ass record I got from Rob. This is John McNeil, Quintet Embarkation. Do y'all know this record?
Yeah.
Yeah, so John McNeil, Bob Byrd, Joan Brackeen, Rufus Reed, Billy Hart. It's like a Murderer's Row fucking rhythm section,
Yeah, that's another, and it's a totally affordable.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a club in Chicago called the Beehive, wasn't there?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a hairstyle.
That's where Sonny Rollins met with Clifford Brown Quintet.
Yeah, because Sonny Rollins was living at the YMCA in Chicago at the time.
Yeah.
I was going to say there's a couple live recordings from there that are really good.
Yeah.
This is excellent. So Felipe did a video about this. We were blessed to receive review copies from James at Newland for this new Jerry Mulligan record. So this is live in 59 in where's it at? Stockholm. Yeah.
Stockholm.
Yeah.
Oh,
really
cool.
great. I mean, it's a really, really excellent sounding recording.
Yeah, they had just recorded Jerry Mulligan quartet in Colombia.
Yeah,
and most of this record is based on that.
And that's an excellent quality record on Columbia.
To be honest, when this was announced, it was like, man, another Jerry Mulligan record. This thing sounds unbelievable, and the performance is great. The music is really engaging, and the way that Jerry Mulligan talks to the audience kind of shouts back. It's just amazing.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry, my
100% agree, Felipe.
But
Yeah, totally cool.
100% agree, Felipe. And for me, this record, the two cool things about this record too is Mulligan plays piano on several of the tunes, and he's really good.
Yeah,
and then
gives a lot of room for Art Farmer, right?
Art Farmer is like the focus of this record for me. Art Farmer's playing on this record is just nuts. I love Art Farmer though. So
yeah, Art Farmer in 59 is incredible.
Yeah. I haven't been able to get a copy of this forever. I just haven't seen it. And this is McCoy Tyner Sama La Yuka. I don't even know how to say it, but you see it.
Sama La Yuka, yeah.
That's one of the best ones he did on Milestone.
Yeah, and I can't read who's on here. Okay, so here we go. McCoy Tyner piano, Bobby Hutcherson vibes, marimba, Gary Bartz alto sax, Azar Lawrence soprano and tenor. John Stubblefield on oboe and flute, Buster Williams bass, Billy Hart drums, and Tume conga drums, and then Guillermo Franco, thank you, on percussion.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Felipe.
Yeah. So actually, Guillermo in English means William.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Yeah.
Don't summon him. So I got this on Discogs, and what's funny is I read it and it said VG Plus and the record looks perfect. It said covers VG Plus, but I didn't read the rest of it. It said the shrink is neatly taped to the entire record, and it's kind of fucked up. Like you probably can't see it, but
he taped
it. When you see the tape, it's taped on the outside of the record and the inside cover, so it's like just stuck with this crappy shrink on it. It's fucking terrible. Pissed me off. I hate shrinks. Anyway, that kind of stuff. All right, what's next? Okay, here we go. I got this from Rob. Let's start with this one, Rob. This is this is Timeless Muse. So this is the Muse version of this record. This is George Coleman and TT Monolo. It's just a duo record called Meditation. Really excellent, just duo sax and piano. I mean, there's so much room for them to play off of each other on this. So anyway, they do Meditation on this, which obviously they do a 12-minute version of Sophisticated Lady. Really good record. Don't you have like an original of this or something, Rob?
Yeah, I had that Muse version, and then I have the time.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, look at the back of my version of this record.
Okay, let's see it.
Of that McCoy Tyner. Look at how bad that this was pasted on here. Do you see how the side is all screwed up?
Oh yeah. Well, it's just like a misprint. That's almost kind of cool.
I don't know how they screwed it up that bad, but they did.
Somebody smoked a joint, and then that was the first thing they did.
I'm almost certain when that came out, they were doing drugs.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
This one's better though. So this is George Coleman, Manhattan Panorama. This record's interesting. So this is on Teresa, which got this, kind of cool label. I love their logo. Right. So anyway, let's see who's on this. So
I picked up the CD that he autographed of that record.
Oh, you should send it to me.
I'm sending you
right.
another one he autographed.
Okay, cool. So it's George Coleman with Jamil Nasser, Harold Mayburn, and Idris Muhammad. Really kick-ass lineup. So I just love George Coleman's his just kind of hard driving playing, and
I think him and Mayburn came up together like in the same high school.
I think you may be correct on that. I think that sounds correct. So anyway, this is just like really hardcore hard bop. They're recording. Now the first song on this is kind of stupid though. So the first song they should have never put it on the record. Probably it's like a song about Ed Koch, the fucking mayor of New York at the time, and it's they're singing about how he's the king of the city or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's just weird.
Who's doing the singing?
He sings okay, but it's just like the dumbest song. I don't understand that part.
Hey, Mike,
just like go to the second track and listen to the rest of the record. You'll be fine.
Ed Koch was like a pretty like huge figure at that time in New York City, though.
Well, he was a cool dude.
Yeah,
well, there's a good documentary that came out like 10 years ago about him. But he was like one of those first mayors. He hosted Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
he's very charismatic and.
I got this from Rob too. So this is Sonny Chris. This is Chris. I haven't listened to this one yet. But anyway,
who's on that with him?
Let's see. Wait, I did listen to this. Sonny Chris, Walter Davis, Paul Chambers, Alan Dawson. That's pretty good, man.
Can you show that copy above the "This is Chris"? It says, what does that say?
Here is an alto saxophonist whose consummate artistry approaches perfection.
Woo!
Yeah, I mean, so Sonny Chris is fucking badass. I love Sonny Chris.
So Sonny Chris's recording career dates back early. Like I see him on early records.
Yeah, I mean, this is when is this? This is,
and that's real human blood.
500, right?
That's a later one, but he's definitely like. Let me look him up.
This is 1966.
Yeah, he has some early stuff. So he's from. He's born in 1927. And
do a deep dive, bro.
Here, I mean, we don't have to. I just want to, just for reference. So, like, as
he was around the same time as Charlie Parker.
He's putting out records in 47.
He was contemporary,
So these are really expensive records. The originals of Go Man and Jazz USA, extremely hard to get.
There's a Japanese. I have the Japanese Jazz USA.
So this one's a little later. So it doesn't look like he led too much, but
go back to that one though. Look at the review. 4.5 stars, bro.
Yeah, he's playing with Charlie Parker here. He's playing with.
Can you look at that one with Charlie Parker, the Inglewood Jam? I want to see if it's like 6 minutes long with the other CD I bought from those fuckers.
Okay, Inglewood Jam. No, it's long. It's longer.
It's not that long.
You have Chet Baker on trumpet. Look at that shit.
Oh, hey, Russ Freeman. That's like some West Coast shit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess this is when he went out to LA or whatever. Cool.
Hey, Mike, what do those Imperial records look like?
Yeah. What's that?
What do those Imperial records look like?
I can pull them up. They have
they're 12 inches, they're 12 inches, and then they're black, and they have a label in the middle.
He also had a record on Brunswick. He has a record on Brunswick, which is really expensive and old as well. I'll pull it up in the background here, Chris, if you want to keep going.
The Imperial
kind of scared me out from getting a new phone, Dave. I'm kind of scared to get a new phone now. It sounds like it was a nightmare.
Oh, here you go. Rob's got one.
Yeah, this is one of 1,700 copies of this record.
Yeah.
But this is the close cover. There's Baby Creighton. But I think Imperial, I've seen them in all different kinds of conditions.
But is that the same record as the other one?
The one on Mode, I think.
They've made like 700 versions of that record. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
I like that cover though. Art Farmer.
Like that. Now that I found this, I have 2 copies of the 80s one that'll be in the next auction. So
I've never come across that label before.
This is on red.
Oh, it's red. How does it sound?
Sounds really good.
That's good.
Shit.
All right, here's
I just learned something.
All right, so here's the Imperial, his Imperial record. So this is from 1956. This is the cover. It's got a cool cover. The Imperial label, and then
that's killer.
Okay, so this one, I mean, I guess it's a little cheaper than Mike has a G+ one for like 70. for, let's see, there's a VG, that's the best you're going to do, and they want 200 for that.
Yeah.
But
But you
But
can.
you probably get it on CD or something, man.
No. There's
you
a
have-
Japanese. There's several reissues. That
No, I
sell.
know. I'm just talking about the original. So the Bill Woodson.
You're the only one. You're the only one fetishist for the OGs, man.
Okay, well that's
You're
one.
not.
Of them. It's just I'm just putting it in as a reference point if we're going to look at one of them.
I know.
I
All right,
have
so-
it. Whatever it is, I have it.
Okay, so Felipe has now this cover is. What do you guys think of this cover?
I love that cover.
I dig it.
Classic
It's
record.
a beautiful owner on it. What's wrong? You can't go wrong. Come on.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, of his early stuff, I think that's the only one I like.
Okay, let's see what the original goes for on this. 1956.
Okay.
Come on, Discogs.
I have one for sale. It's VG Plus.
Why is this taking so long?
Yeah, right. It's probably fair.
You know, whenever you got to demo something, there's always an issue. All right, I'll come back because this isn't. And there's one more. So there's this one on Brunswick, which is very expensive too. I don't know why Discogs is not working right now. But if you could see, this is the cover, and the label is beautiful, and the original of this is pretty expensive as well.
I haven't played that one.
Discogs is not working because there's 3 other jazz streams trying to do a deep dive on Sonny Chris.
Just get this. So this is on that Fresh Sound label that I bitch about. That one record was only 16 minutes long or whatever. But I'm just kidding about that.
I didn't buy the vinyl because you said that's not that good.
Oh no, this is really good.
Arvanitas is
I thought
unbelievably
your
good.
comment on the Discord said it wasn't that good.
No, the sound isn't like the most amazing thing ever, but I don't care. Like the music on it is really kick ass. So this is live in Italy. It's from when's it from? I can't remember now. See what it says in the back. Recorded live in Bologna, January 28th, 1974. Oh, actually, I think this sounds fine. This is the other one's from the 40s. I'm confused because I'm baked. No, this one sounds really good. And it's like, a 70-minute long CD. So,
but isn't
I'm gonna look for that, Chris. That looks good.
George Avanis would always tour with U.S. musicians, right? As a
I don't think always. He had like a trio.
No, this was in where was it?
He had a working trio. Yeah. But yeah, he collaborated with a lot of the U.S. guys.
Hey, Chris,
Yeah.
Get this record if you like Arvanitas.
I like Sonny Chris.
It's on Futura out of France.
Cool.
Yeah.
This record slays.
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie Sampson on bass is one hell of a fucking monster on this record. This will knock your socks off.
Oh, that's a cool one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got the Rick Ballard import sticker.
Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of those. Wow.
All right, Chris, what else you got?
He's got like 70 records. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm gonna show them on the next time.
Rock and roll.
How about this one here locally? This is that comp. I think I showed this last week, but
Oh no.
yeah, it's old Riverside comp of Benny Golson tunes, and they're played by a bunch of different players, but it's obviously dedicated to him. He plays one of them. Love the cover on this, but anyway, it's the old Riverside. It was like $5, and it sounded amazing. I was kind of surprised. I kind of expected it to be kind of noisy and whatever, but it actually sounded really good, and I love all the songs on it. So this one's cheap. If you see a copy, you should buy it for sure.
I have the Miles Davis in that series.
Yeah. What's that?
Thank goodness it's muted.
So I showed this earlier, and one of the things I was reading about it, Benny Golson was like consulting Lee Morgan, like on this record, the compositions, and some other things too. So just
pretty cool.
Well, Golson wrote most of that record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, no.
He wrote all of Volume 3 which was right before that.
He was not consulting. After the first one, he was like, "Dude, let me take over." He wrote most of the songs for 2, 3, and Leeway and City Lights.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
He also prepared his meals for him.
All right, hang on.
Exactly.
Michael,
you wipe his ass.
Tell us about you have an auction tomorrow? Hang on, Mike.
Yeah, me and Rob are doing a classical vinyl auction, and what I'm doing right now while I'm hanging out on the stream is I'm grading records.
Nice.
Yeah. Basically, Rob's got a couple like kind of rare audiophile stereo albums to sell. I've got a bunch of like clean but like not super valuable records that I'm selling in bundles. We're doing like composer bundles. Right now I'm working on the Prokofiev Rimsky-Korsakov bundle. So we've got like, sets of, this is Prokofiev's opera The Gambler.
Benny Golson wrote all the songs on that album.
Yes, he did. Milstein playing 2 Prokofiev concertos on Angel. What else we got here? Ashkenazi.
I have Milstein on Capitol.
This is a Angel. I'm trying to remember the Russian label. Melodia. There we go. Caucasian Sketches. Prokofiev War and Peace on Columbia, and then Rimsky-Korsakov May Night. So that's just like an example of like what one of the bundles would be.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're all going for. I mean, I'm going to start the bidding at most of these for about like $2 a disc usually.
Oh, nice. There you go. There you go, Roberto. All right. This is the last one I have to show right now. So this is cool. I got this from Rob also. It's Dizzy Gillespie meets Phil Woods Quintet. So it's obviously Dizzy and Phil Woods, Hal Galper, Steve Gilmore, Bill Goodwin, and then Tom Harrell, the trumpet player, is fucking awesome.
I love Hal Galper. That dude's
exactly.
badass.
Look at this. I guess they forgot poor where's it at? I guess they forgot poor Tom Harrell was on the record because they had to put a sticker on it to put his name on the fucking thing. And then on the back, look at this hack job on the back. They didn't put it back there either, so they just kind of like had to cut it out, and some poor back had to glue it on.
Rick Ballard.
Last minute substitution.
Yeah.
I covered up Benny Golson's name.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious. It's funny.
And Tom Harrell passed away a couple weeks ago, though.
Who?
Yeah.
So, what's that?
Who passed away?
Tom Harrell.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right. Rest in peace, Tom Harrell. Go ahead, Mike.
So I've been immersed in like the early stuff, almost like exclusively listening to that, and maybe like a little like Blue Note here and there. So I wanted to revisit Ornette, so I just listened to this. This is something else. I figured this would be a good place to start. I think it's his first record. It's on Contemporary, and you could tell how weird he is on this. Like listening to all that like bebop stuff, even like the Monk, who's a little bit more out there, he just sounds weird, and it's really pleasant. There's nothing wrong with it, but like you could see how people were like, "What the hell is that?"
It was a shock to the system.
I've listened to this, but I own the record, but I just feel like the context of like really just been listening to all that, early stuff, and then hearing this in 58, I think this is, this was really fun to listen to. And he's still like, his band's playing like pretty straight bop style. It's like, it's him. He's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's on there with him? Who's on there?
I really enjoyed it.
When that came out, there was a big controversy, right? Like it was so out there in the jazz world.
It wasn't even, I don't even think it's out there. I just think his melodies are weird. Like
So I don't mean like out like as in free jazz. I mean, like you say, the melodies, everything, it just didn't fit like the normal, the template.
Yeah, Shape of Jazz to Come really rough.
Yeah, the shape of
that
jazz.
is totally different than this.
Yeah,
totally different.
Yeah, this is very traditional.
Yeah, this is like traditional with just his weird signature on top of it. So anyway, so it's Don Cherry, Walter Norris piano, who I'm not too familiar with, Don Payne bass, not too familiar with him, and Billy Higgins on drums. So him and Don Cherry are the horns.
Don Cherry, Billy Higgins, Ornette. Yeah, I mean that would be a record. What's the other one on Contemporary called? I can't remember.
Tomorrow is the question.
I mean, those are both great, and those are both good places for people to start if they're just trying to start checking out Ornette, I think.
Absolutely. These are really, it's a really great session.
When that came out, there were two schools. Basically, the divided group was, this guy's a genius, and the other group was, this guy's a scammer, he can't play.
No, definitely.
It was interesting, because he could play, he just wasn't playing in the tradition, right?
Right.
Yeah, but it's still nice. Like, you could tell he could play. He's just choosing to play.
I think the later that they really.
I agree.
It sounds
Miles
like
said the same thing as Shep.
He's a weird person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he was pushing Mike, but he knew the old stuff. He was influenced by the old stuff, And actually, when Bud Powell came back to the U.S. after coming back from France, he stayed with Ornette. Ornette was a big fan of Bud Powell, and they worked together a lot.
Bud Powell's a genius too.
Yeah, which is a quite interesting thing.
I was just listening to the story of how Monk and Powell were in a car together, and there was Powell's heroin, and then Monk refused to. I mean, it's a famous story. Refused to like say that or testify or something. So they
no. So in Bud Powell's book, actually, they were in a gig. The gig was broken in by the police. They went there to arrest Monk, and Powell said, "No, I have the drugs, not him." And then he ended up getting arrested, not Monk.
And then ultimately he lost his cabaret card and didn't leave New York. He refused to leave New York, and he just stayed there for 6 years and like wrote in his apartment.
Yeah.
And then Riverside put out. I forget what the record was.
On YouTube.
Get this one.
I have that.
Oh, you have it. You're good.
I have a good amount of Ornette. It's just when I say like I'm just reapproaching him. I guess I don't like.
I got you.
You know, I know his stuff. It's just that I feel like I have a new perspective, and it's just fun to just to revisit him now. So
you're just back diving in.
Yeah, because it's just interesting to hear it through, like to place it. Anyways, this other one I got for a good price. This is this might be like a 64 pressing or something, but it's mono. It's not from my father. The jacket's a little beat up, but I mean it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But
That's
beautiful
probably my favorite
pressing.
Horace Silver album.
I listened to this I think 3 times this week, and what's great about this? I mean, why would I love this record? Because Carmel Jones plays trumpet on it. So this is a great.
Well,
I thought you were going to say you were a Steely Dan fan.
No, it's because no. So, but one of the quintets on here is Joe Henderson and Carmel Jones, and they tear it up. They're great on this, and they're on the first set. So, and then the other is Junior Cook and Blue Mitchell, which is kind of the classic Horace Silver. But it's obviously a great record, but it's good. I have so much Horace Silver. I need to stop buying Horace Silver. But these records are good and they're affordable. And like these early pressings are cool and I don't know, they're cool to collect. So I got this one. And
cool. That's awesome.
All right.
I have the classic series up. I've only listened to it once. Maybe I should listen to it again.
Oh, there.
Yeah, that's a cool record. I still didn't never paid credits for.
That cover looks great.
Song for my father.
Yeah.
Brandon, when's the last time you gave that a spin?
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Muted.
Sorry. So, when Roy Dunan was asked about this session, he said something like, I'm not getting it perfectly, but I told him he should go home. That was like, which sounds like something like a dad would say, or like some principal or something. So Dunan didn't get it at all when he recorded it. So, it's like, you should go home.
Yeah. He got it eventually, though. But,
I like this record.
Yeah.
He said you should go home and have Benny Golza write all these songs.
Although this is still my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's excellent.
I think this is my favorite Coleman.
That is.
I like the one right before that too. The one what is it called?
What, The Shape of Jazz to Come?
No, the one with the black cover. It's on
This Is Our Music.
No,
the show. No.
Change of the Century.
Change of the Century. Yeah, I love
That's
that one.
phenomenal.
Really good. I like the later stuff, but I love that one.
I haven't got some Gary Coleman in here.
What you talking about?
You have any Dabney Coleman?
Remember when he was like the bad dick in every movie?
I met him
or the hero. Do you remember that movie that he was like the hero action figure? It was a little kid movie when we were kids.
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger. That movie's great. Love Cloak and Dagger.
Hey, do you like this one's underrated.
Brandon, do you like Coleman's Mustard?
I love Coleman's Mustard.
Mustard's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, who's he playing with on that tenor record?
Let me do the thing. There's 2 records where he's with Scott LaFaro. Is this one of them? I need to check my eyes.
He's on
Donald Cherry. Don Cherry's playing pocket trumpet. Jimmy Garrison, Ed Blackwell.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool quartet.
He put out some good records even in the later years, like in the 2000s. He put some good records out. I saw him at where did I see him? He was at Massey Hall in maybe 2005, 2006, touring on that album he put out. It was a really good show. He's still playing good.
These I sold one of them, but these 2 are pretty cool Blue Notes, actually.
New York is now I can't get into.
No,
Love the other ones.
New York is now.
The records he did on Artist House are very good too.
Yeah. Those 2
New
Blue
York
Notes
is now one of the first ones I got.
Brandon,
I was a Blue Note fanatic for a while.
You asked what record Scott LaFaro was on with Ornette. It's he was on Free Jazz.
It's on Ornette and this one.
And Ornette. Oh yeah, I didn't realize he was on Ornette.
So Twins is an interesting record. I have Twins. Twins
is Arnold Schwarzenegger in that one?
Yeah, him and Danny DeVito play. Danny DeVito on the xylophone.
Danny DeVito plays the pocket trumpet.
He plays the Loon.
So Twins, Ornette Coleman got mad. It was sort of an album they had to put out on their own, right? So it was all songs left off all those albums, but it's a good album. But Ornette did not want that album released.
Riga, Corea.
Mine's a promo. Well, how do you think about that?
No, I don't know. Mine might be a promo too.
That's a good album, but he didn't want that released. That's sorry.
Who's got their microphone like inside?
What's going on with this hiss?
It's the ghost of Ornette Coleman.
I'm guessing.
It's Lastman.
Yeah, it's Lastman.
Before I'm going to show a couple records that I got a while ago, but I've been listening to this week, and they're Cheap Heat. So,
okay, I like Cheap Heat.
You can get this for like $10 to $15. This Mike Knock.
Oh, not anymore.
Becker and George Mraz and Al Foster, and this is a really good post-bop record.
Not anymore, dude. That's like 15 years ago. Price.
Okay, well,
how do you spell his name?
It's still pretty cheap.
Can you show it again?
Huh?
Yeah, it's $5.
Yeah.
No, it's for a shitty version of it.
There was an earlier version that was on Teresa, but the Timeless sounds great.
Yeah.
And then this is a Palo
Mike's coming at Rob's pricing knowledge real time.
I'm joking. I'm giving him shit. Calm down.
Oh, okay.
I'm still stuck in 2017 or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is a cheap record that's really good. I was playing it again the last few days, and it's Elvin Jones, Dave Liebman on soprano and flute, Tara Masahino on cornet, George Mraz on bass, and Kenny Kirkland on piano. So obviously Elvin Jones is on the kit.
Yeah, that's a great record.
Elder recording too, Inglewood Cliffs.
It's really good.
What year was
and
that?
you can look that up. It's about $10.
82.
No, that's a $25 record, man.
Okay. And last but not least,
that's Mike's on the fake Discogs.
No, yeah, right.
It's the maggot Discogs.
This is fantastic.
Yes.
I'm going to show it again. It was $4, and I think you can find it. I saw another copy for $5 at the record store.
I have both his Quest records. They're good. You should get the other one.
I'm going to as soon as I see it. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just I can't remember. It's a quartet. I can't remember who's on it.
I have it here.
But it's just great.
You have so Sonny Simmons playing alto and English horn, Sharnette Moffat bass, Zarak Simmons drums, and that's it.
Oh, okay. It's a trio.
Recorded 92.
Now,
yeah, it's fantastic. And if you can only get it on CD, so get it on CD. Sounds great.
I have my friend looking into it because he's not sure. That's Quincy Jones' record label. He signed him. But if Warner Brothers still has that Quest stuff,
I mean, it would be nice if it might have been recorded digitally, but it'd be nice if they did a vinyl of this. I'd buy it. You know,
or even a box of his shit.
There's a DVD
Like a literal
of his
box of
that
your shit?
Alex sent me.
box.
Pretty
That sounds
interesting.
like Teach and John.
I have a box of my shit. You want it?
No, you can keep that for yourself. Thank you.
Mark Glassman, you're muted.
Chris. I went and busted out all the Sunny Chris. You should get this one, Chris, if you don't have it.
Oh wait, no, I don't have that. I don't have that.
Huh?
That looks cool. So is it what number is that? Prestige, what is it?
Shit. I don't know
Okay,
what
thank you,
number.
Jeffrey Beaumont.
7530.
Okay, yeah.
It is
$25 record.
Tal Farlow on guitar, Cedar Walton on piano, Bob Cranshaw on bass, and Lenny McBrown on drums. And then his Muse ones are like dirt cheap.
Well, I've got some Sonny Chris shit on Savoy, like the old 40s Dexter Gordon Savoy stuff, It's really cool.
Yeah. I never got into the early stuff.
It sort of sounds like this.
Not that early. What the fuck?
Last
like
minute,
it.
you're muted. We can't hear your zingers.
Because Mike muted him.
What was I doing?
Your
Your microphone's
off
just
and
went
silent.
crazy.
I know you had a zinger in there, one or two.
That'd be nice if you did a little jazz bum song, that was like.
Well, you're the singer on the show.
Jazz bum.
Welcome to the Jazz Bums.
That'd be hilarious. You should get Melody to do a theme song for you.
Oh
good.
God.
So I've been kind of pulling out and listening to my Jazz at the Philharmonics. So this is volume 8.
You just
this
pulled
one,
them 2 weeks ago. How are you pulling them out?
What? I've had this one for a while. No, I'm just like revisiting them. So I played this one. So Illinois Jacquet, Flip Phillips on tenors, Howard McGee trumpet, Ray Brown, Hank Jones, and same on the other side. This was
Hank
good.
Jones on piano.
Yes, Hank Jones piano. So this was a cool one. This is volume 4. This one sounded incredibly good. This is Illinois Jacquet, J.J. Johnson, Les Paul,
Jacob.
and Lee Young drums. Really nice pressing. This one sounded really good.
Les Paul's on that?
Yeah, Les Paul's on a few of these. The next one he's on as well. So this
What
is
year was that?
volume 4. I don't have it here, but this is probably 46 or 47.
So before the Les Paul was even, the guitar was even made.
Yeah, when did the electric guitar start?
Well, no, the electric guitar started, but the Les Paul I think starts in 51.
Yeah, these are 40. These are 40s concerts. And then
Does his wife on those too? Does she sing on them or anything?
No. This is volume 7. This also has him as lead. So it's Les Paul. I think it's the same group actually. Illinois Jacquet. It looks like the same group. There might be like one or two.
Well, who is it? Who is it?
It's Illinois Jacquet, Shorty Chirac, trumpet.
Johnny Sherrock.
It says Shorty Chirac here.
Oh.
And then Shorty.
I don't think Johnny Sherrock would have been alive then.
And then Shorty Nadine on piano. So a couple shorties in this band. So you got
a couple of short kings in the band.
Couple shorties, and then Les Paul guitar, Lee Young drums, and Johnny Miller Red Calendar basses.
Oh,
Cab Calloway.
This one's cool too, but I'm just slowly pulling these out, and they're good. I really like it, but sometimes the trumpets cut so harsh that my wife is like, "Can you please shut that off?" It's like painful to listen to.
Yeah, but doesn't she say that about most of your music?
No, that's what she says when he's talking.
Or when he's snoring.
Yeah.
Can you shut that off?
Hey, is 23 Skidoo on any of those records?
Anyway, I got all of these. I'd never pay more than $15, if that.
Nice.
So
So, as they come up, I just grab them, and these are all like the cover art's good, the guys are good. It's early stuff. They're fun. If you can get them for $10, I definitely recommend doing it.
Yes.
So
I'd be interested in hearing the stuff with Les Paul for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And the Andrew.
He does this all the time.
I'll tell you this. Here, I've told this story before. When I first met Danny Kaye, and he said, "Hey, come over to the house so you can hear my Wilsons, and bring some."
Was that a euphemism for something else?
I was gonna say, come check out my Wilsons.
Yeah,
hey, you really got me on that one. So, so he said, "Bring some records you want to hear." Yeah. And I found this Les Paul Greatest Hits double LP at a thrift store, and I could not track it what it was. And then I found a posting of the album on YouTube, and in the comments, the guy who posted said, "This was a record. Les Paul re-recorded all his songs in like 1975, and then put out the album to sell on TV. Like there were those commercials."
Oh shit. Okay.
I think RCA cease and desisted him, and they had to recall the records. So I can't even determine if that story is true, but it's not an easy to find double record. And when it played on the Wilsons, like his wife had passed away, Mary Ford, so some other woman was singing the songs really well, but you could almost see the notes in the air when he's doing, I don't even know what the technique is, the multi-tracking, but the plucking, it was just amazing sounding.
That's crazy. Like that story probably checks out.
I've tried to go through people in the business to reach out and find out if that story's true, but it's a great story.
Yeah, I mean it,
because he was retired for a while, and he had a kind of mid-70s resurgence. He did a bunch of records with Chet Atkins. It was good. He's good.
True. From Rob.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of this is mine and some of it's not, Rob. I don't know what's mine and what's not necessarily. Okay.
I'll point out just everything as basic. Oh, that I sent you.
Yeah, it's cool.
So
All-Star
Felipe could go make fun of the twofers, but go find those two original albums. They're expensive.
Yeah, I'm excited to check that out. I think this is
your
reissue. This is yours. What is this? It's Warped.
Oh, yeah, that is Mike Notes and Tones wants that. That's the Mary Clayton Give Me Shelter.
That's a great album.
That goes for a lot of money, by the way.
Yeah, that's not a cheap record.
Good album.
Not a cheap record.
How warped is it? You want to see the
if it's not horribly warped, I could probably sell it for $30. But if you can flatten it, it's for my Notes and Tones wants it.
Got a dish warp to it, yeah. Is it a new record or an old one?
No, they just reissue. They did reissue it recently, but it came out around the time, not long after, the
Give Me Shelter.
70s.
Give Me Shelter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she sings the song on there. So,
what about this one?
Oh, that's the worst record ever. No, that's the record they should have put in that fucking box.
Yeah, but is this for me or am I flattening it? I don't remember.
No, that's yours. The records that you're flattening say Warped on it.
I rarely see that without ringware.
We got to this one has a terrible cover. This is I know Larry. Thanks. Larry Coryell, Albert Daly, George Mraz, and Billy Hart. So it's gotta be pretty damn good.
That's a horrible picture.
Look at hairdo, man.
That's what Lastman looked like in high school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like Billie Jean
Different glasses.
I wish this was mine.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the record that Jazz Bum Mike did a video on, and I found it in a $5 bin. But Mike says that's a needle drop.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I'll listen to it. Well, maybe we can talk about it. I'll listen to it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I'll find that. And then this Frank Morgan I didn't have.
Yeah, that you wanted that in your pile, so it's in your pile. I have another copy of that in my next auction, by the way. Right. That's a good. Yeah. So actually, about that record,
yes,
that's his first record, fresh out of jail.
Oh,
yeah.
He had a Big Mac and got out of jail. I have no clue. I don't even know who this is.
Okay, so that needs to be flattened, but it was mainly for you.
I know. Yeah, because it's on Groove
not
Merchant.
because of it, not because it was because it's Groove Merchant, and they seem to keep all their artists on the same records.
How about this cover though? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason. Open it all the way up.
I'm kind of confused on how to get it out of the thing. Okay, here we go. Oh shit! This sleeve's like tight as fuck. Man. What are you doing to me? Here we go. Oh yeah. Okay. Wow. So we got our stream shut down.
Yes.
What's the inside? Oh Jesus! I'm not gonna show the inside. Okay. Wow. Very, very, very risque. Oh, man.
What if the CDs too? They had such as CDs.
What were they? I forgot.
No, actually,
The John Coltrane, the Stellar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the I sent you a Branford Marsalis, and then one other one.
Yeah, I got this stuff right here.
Rob's sending me stuff too. I should go look and see if it's in the mailbox.
Yeah, go look. It should be there already.
All right. So I'll show some other stuff too. I kind of showed these last week, but I actually listen to these two now. These are really great. So, Impressions, new thing at Newport with John Coltrane and Archie Shepp.
That one gets wild.
I've got like 5 or 6 of the Coltrane Impulse titles down. They're great.
The Shepp side's pretty crazy.
This is great.
Did you listen to it yet?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love it.
Try to find it on vinyl, Chris. It's so good.
There's a copy.
I've moved to see. I'm equally happy with a CD versus vinyl now. Almost.
It's great music.
Yeah. I recently found it on vinyl, Lastman.
There's a copy at a shop by me for $100, but I have the CD, so I was just thinking that I'm fine with that.
100 is actually a decent price.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's not like it was cut by Rudy in '57 or something.
No.
It's the '90s. Like, who gives a shit?
Well, actually,
this is really good. So this is Branford and
I sent you that one too. Is it good?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's them two playing.
What does Calderazzo play, Chris?
Piano. Yeah, they did lots of stuff together. He was in his quartet too.
Is it just piano and alto or soprano?
Piano
and soprano.
Yeah. And the only thing is that soprano. I like soprano sax, but
it reminds you of Kenny G.
Kind of, man. I mean, it's Branford. He plays very well, but I'm just saying, like, the only soprano I'm starting to feel like I only really like soprano if it's like if it's hunk and not bullshit. You know what I mean? Like free jazz soprano, or like Coltrane playing soprano.
Yeah.
So basically the same thing,
Did Bechet play soprano?
Who?
Sidney Bechet. Was that soprano sax he played?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He was like one of the first masters of that shit. That's supposedly like super hard to play in tune.
All right, guys, I gotta take off.
Yeah. All right, Mark. See you, Mark, man.
Thanks.
Have
a good evening.
Yeah, I gotta get going too, you guys.
Okay, Brandon.
I see you.
See ya.
I gotta go. Great records for tomorrow.
All right.
What do you think I'm doing right now, Rob?
Yeah, multitask. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah, but you have a degritter. I have a lowly hummingbird.
It's the same thing.
No,
as far
the
as what it
degritter,
takes.
you don't have to re-pour the water after each record.
I know that is cool, but it's like a 10-second operation.
Yep.
And the dryer on the degritter is so much better. I mean,
I bet it is. I'm interested in the. Well, I'm not going to buy it, but the new Hummingbird looks interesting.
I've reached out to them. Mazzy got one. I've reached for the Record Collector News because I'm doing more stuff in there.
Yeah.
So. The version I have, what is it? The Humming Guru is it works perfect. Like it does exactly what it needs to do for me.
What's the problem with the water tank on the regular Humming Guru?
You just have to take it out and dump it in. There's no problem.
You have to pour it back in the reservoir each time.
Oh, that's annoying.
We have.
Yeah, but it's not $2,500 annoying.
We've had third world. Listen, our record correcting is third world compared to you.
I don't. Yeah. Rob should have like the in groove. Like what he has the what is it, Claudio?
Claudio, yeah. No, you can't say shit unless you have a Claudio, right?
No, but he does such a much better job of cleaning records. He probably could turn a VG minus record and a VG plus.
I remember going into
that.
the In Groove back when it was at the old location. He had all those Claudio machines running at the front, and it was like walking into the store was like instant tinnitus.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, we've seen the back of his shop. It's incredible that what he has set up there.
He didn't used to have much of a back of a shop, like his old location.
Oh,
I mean, he had a back room where the bathroom was, but it was not a back of the shop really. So he had everything behind the front desk, including his like 16 Claudio machines.
Yeah. Yeah, I got CJ requested that I do show y'all something. I already showed this record, but
did we promote Jacob's record? Was I gone when we did that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
okay,
we did. And I'm gonna edit we did an interview with him last week or earlier than that. I was
exclusive. It's exclusive to the In Groove, or what?
I don't think it's exclusive. I just think Mike reached out and just asked for copies.
Okay.
I think Mike might be distributing it. I don't know that. I don't know if it's exclusive.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
But anyway, this Vandermark crazy record again. So,
bye, people.
See you, man.
See ya.
When I was talking to CJ, I was listening to this shit and talking to CJ, and I was like, so there's this one part where it's like a bunch of like random like electronic kind of background noise, just like there's a bunch of amplifiers turned up all the way with nothing coming out of them, and like some weird voices. Like this voice keeps saying shit like 1 is 3, 13 is 7, 7 is, and it like trails off really weirdly and shit. And then I guess the drummer starts doing something, and it basically sounds like he's fucking dragging a trash can lid like across the garage floor, and then the band kind of starts playing. So it's really fucking weird shit.
That is bizarre sounding.
Yeah, it's cool though. But what's neat, I'm telling you, dude, check. So one more thing.
Okay.
There's like a 20-second clip of this recording when they played it live and they had the video presentation.
Yeah.
And I'll look it up on YouTube because this is kind of what the setup was. They had like these 3 screens, you know.
Oh, that's kind of
and
neat.
then they would show all kinds of different, you know, psychedelic shit. And there's like, you know, political messaging in some of it where it's talking about, it's like reading off segments of like government reports about how fucked up the government has been and shit like that. You know? But anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think I'm going to get out of here as well.
Well, I'm not going to stay here by myself with just Michael because he's.
Michael, how much work do you have ahead of you?
I can probably get about another hour of work. I'm sorry, I have like the flu right now, so like my
voice
sucks.
No worries.
That's why I'm not talking, not because you're boring me.
I'm going to try to swing by the auction. I also do want to go to a record shop tomorrow to try to get some stuff out of there. There's I've been going to this new record shop the past month, and their jazz selection is insane. So I'm just trying to slowly pick out some of the gems.
Here's what you got to do. I got a recommendation. Go spend $1,000 on jazz records tomorrow, and you'll get all the gems, dude.
Yeah,
No, I have to balance it. I have
spend like
nothing new.
$20 at my auction.
Yeah, or do that.
I'm gonna try to tune into it.
Yeah.
If I'm around,
I mean, a lot of it's bargain stuff, but like there's a few gems like this original 6-eye stereo Stravinsky violin concerto.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah. There's like I'm trying to think of a few of the bigger, like the better ones. I've got a 2 LP reissue of Bernstein doing Mahler 5 on Deutsche Grammophon. I've got one of the High Q EMI reissues. I've got a 1980 repress of the Andre Previn Shostakovich 8 that's on the Absolute Sound Super Disc list.
Yeah.
How do you make how do you make the decision of what you're going to call? I mean, these are you're calling your collection basically, right?
Yeah, well, these are records. I mean, I'm in my mom's basement right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are records. This is the overflow of the overflow.
Oh, I see.
And it's just stuff that like I bought years ago. You know, all of this is stuff is pretty much clean, but it's just like there's only so much I have time to listen to, and these records don't usually make the cut of me listening to them. So
you should make a good video about those records, Michael. Like they're just saying like through your collecting, because you've heard a lot of classical vinyl. If that's your overflow of your overflow, like I feel like when you say this record sounds like that, like your reference points are like pretty well dotted and crossed.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It changes though as my system changes, but yeah, no, I'm just because it's like especially the Columbia stuff. Like. Now I have a lot of that on CD, and the CD I think is mastered a little bit better.
Is that the Zell stuff?
Yeah, the Zell stuff's been remastered well. The Ormandy stuff has been remastered well. I'm a little bummed the Bernstein stuff. We don't have a really good complete box set of the Bernstein because they did that one really big box set, but the stuff they chose for it's kind of random.
You know who picked up the Zell box recently?
Who?
After like 2 live classical bum live streams ago, Mike Notes and Tones picked it up.
Oh, awesome! I mean, I think that's probably that one and the Mono Ormandy box are my 2 favorites from that Sony has done.
I want to just get them just so I have at least something and reference points to other stuff.
Well, I like them because the remasterings sound good. They kept the original art, which is really great. They come with really fantastic books.
But isn't the material isn't it like standard repertoire stuff?
Yeah,
like,
very standard repertoire.
Like, it would be a good starting point, right?
Yeah, very standard repertoire, and it's just like I don't think people realize that, like, especially for Zell, the Zell Cleveland recordings, that was like for Americans growing up or like people in classical music education in the latter half of the 20th century, that was the orchestra. I mean, really, that they were like the rock stars.
Oh,
yeah. So I want to get that box before the next Classical Bums live stream. So that's my goal.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a hell of a value for what you're getting.
Yeah. And I know it's going to go out of print at some point, and then I'll regret not getting it.
Yeah. I've been collecting those boxes. I've got both Ormandy boxes. I've got the mono and the stereo. I've got the Dimitri Metropolis.
Same performances?
No. It's this Ormandy stereo box is it's the stereo stuff from the late 50s on through the 70s.
Okay. Cool.
And then I've got the Dimitri Metropolis box, which is really cool because he was the conductor of the New York Phil before Bernstein was there. I've got the Zell box, and I've got the Philadelphia Woodwind Quintet box, which is a little tiny one, and I've got one of the little Bernstein. I think it's like the Bernstein Stravinsky box.
Jazz Loon. Michael, did you see this?
No.
Before we jump off, I'll just say this is,
everybody needs to see this. Yeah.
I thought I sent this to the Classical Bums group chat.
I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping up.
That's okay.
This week sucks.
Oh no.
So I frequently go to my Goodwill, and this was one of them. This is a blend of contemporary jazz with the haunting calls of the Loon. So I couldn't let this go.
Oh my god.
And on Discogs, it's like I think there's one copy for like $8. So there's some value there. And then
if that was a record, you could upload a vinyl rip of that. Onto YouTube.
There's some pretty hilarious comments on the Discogs entry that I recommend everybody go check out. But all right, I'm gonna get out of here.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us.
I'm gonna take some NyQuil.
Okay. Good luck tomorrow, Michael.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
See you, everybody.